You hypnotize me. 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 You hypnotize me.
Yo, what's up? OC with you on the original OC channel. It's Thursday night, July 18th, 2024. I haven't done a live stream on this channel in a long time. I was checking. The last time I did a stream here was the Brian unboxing, where Brian the Pipe unboxed his Patek Philippe Nautilus. That was, how many days ago was that? Jeez. Holy shit, that was like July 8th. Yeah, I haven't done a stream on this channel in 10 days. Sorry, guys, we've been busy. We're going to fire up some more colony streams in the future. I promise. But hey, you got to suffer and deal with just me tonight. But the link is pinned. The pin is linked. It's an open panel, 100% open panel tonight. Anybody can jump on because I'm desperate. Let's see who's in the chat. By the way, please upvote the live stream. We have already over 10 people watching, which means we should have at least 10 upvotes. So make it happen. That way I don't have to bug you. And I will do a shameless plug. This channel is monetized, which means super chats are enabled. If you'd like to help fund millionaire lifestyles, that's a perfectly appropriate thing to do. Do it now. Send money now. Logan Hall is with us. I'm still in the hobby. Does that make me poor? Yeah, the show topic for tonight, which we may get to, we may not, is, are rich people abandoning the luxury watch hobby? Are rich people buying watches or selling watches? What do you think? Interesting. I would love your take on that. Are rich mega collectors buying right now, or are they selling? And why? What do you think? We've so thank you, Logan Hall. You're always first. Logan Hall is always first. We've got Andui in the chat. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Andui? Got Vimal Nair in the chat. My goal, by the way, on this channel, it's customary. It's protocol. I greet every single person who types in a comment in the chat. I like to extend a personal greeting to everybody. And that includes Green Machine. What's up, chat? What's up, Green Machine? Hey, we got JB in the chat. What up, OC? Got JB joining from Portugal. We got Gary Hampson. Gary Hampson says, cool intro. What music is that? That music is Hypnotize by Nightcap. Check it out. The artist name is Nightcap, and the tune is Hypnotize. Fucking love it. Versace Boy's in the chat. Versace Boy. OC. Yeah. What's up, Versace Boy? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. By the way, I saw some news a little bit ago. Check this out. Check this out. Miami woman accused of stealing Rolex watch and other valuables from a man she met on Instagram. Really? Really? Was that a surprise? Is this really news? It looks like they got her because this is a mugshot. A Miami woman was arrested on grand theft charges after allegedly stealing $32,400 worth of items from a man she met on Instagram. According to the police, 25-year-old Allison Maza. Oh shit. Mathis just messaged me. He knows her. Okay, never mind. Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't be covering the story. Mathis, do you want me to not cover this? Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I know her very well. She's a sweet girl, but we don't know. But we haven't kept in touch. Okay. Tell you what. We're going to cover this because it's news. I don't care, Mathis, if she's your girlfriend or you've had some acquaintances with her or whatever, some rendezvous. But hey. Miami woman was arrested on grand theft charges after allegedly stealing $32,400 worth of items from a man she met on Instagram. According to police, 25-year-old Allison Maza was picked up by the victim from Motel 6 in Dania Beach and taken to the victim's hotel room in Miami Beach on May 31st, 2023. The victim fell asleep. Aw, you think? The victim fell asleep afterwards, and upon waking, found Maza had fled with his Rolex watch worth $18,000, a gold chain, a Louis Vuitton satchel, and a camera. Surveillance footage reportedly showed Maza leaving the premises with the stolen items. The victim provided Maza's information. Wow, he had her information, leading to her identification and eventual arrest after a traffic stop on Tuesday. Police said Maza initially denied remembering the incident, but was found wearing the stolen Rolex at the time of her arrest. Oh, Allison. Oh, you got caught. Oh, Allison. Vimal says, yeah, they met on Instagram. And one person got picked up at a Motel 6. That should have been a red flag right there, right? Like, well, hey, Allison, what's up? I love your picture. Do you want to hang out? Yeah, sure. Pick me up at Motel 6. No, I think I'll pass. You're not at the Fontainebleau. Logan Hall said, Mathis, did she steal your watch? Mathis, I know you know her well, but did she steal your watch, or is this a fake story? Hey, Diego, what's up?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Jeff is in the chat. This is your mammy. Okay. Gatsby says, hey, OC, Curly's kept you busy for the last few days. I can't explain why you two work so well together. Wouldn't have imagined it, but you do complement each other really well. Thank you very much. Curlock is a new format we've been trying out for the past several weeks. People tend to like it. It's Curly has this unique style. I have my kind of boring, boring conservative style, but yeah, it tends to work pretty good. I'm glad you like it. Thanks, Gatsby. Or are you at the gym, Diego? Are you making dinner? What's the deal?
Yeah, I'm at the gym.
Thanks for hopping on. Whole Milk is in the chat. Whole Milk says Mathis is about to show up on a stream with the new $32,000. No, that's not. Oh, I see what you're saying, Whole Milk. She works for Mathis. Oh, shit. I wouldn't even have thought of that. Oh.
No,
yeah, he's got a whole bunch of these. That's not Mathis's style.
Around about that. Well, nah,
that's not. Come on. Yeah, that's Mathis has a very legitimate entertainment business. He doesn't deal in any of these side projects.
No, I don't even. No. You know what? The problem is people are going to think that you're telling the truth. And
yeah, they often do.
Mathis is too good of a guy to even muddy the waters with.
Yeah, I can't let these rumors that he was involved in some kind of rendezvous with this person and had his watch stolen, or that he was. I can't even fathom repeating that. I can't even say that. Or worse, that he hired this person to run the racket in Miami and steal watches on his behalf. That would be shameful, and I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
What's up, Nathan? How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. We're just going to run through greeting some more people in the chat here. Actually, we greeted everybody. We greeted them all. We greeted JB. JB says, yeah, Motel 6, fuck me dead. Yeah, exactly. Red flag. Huge red flag. Mathis has an empire of cougars. No, she's 25, Logan. No. The cougars are for personal use.
25, she still could be a cougar.
to Mathis. Yeah, because Mathis is 21. So
yeah, nice.
Gatsby says horny guy gets rolled at Motel 6, news at 11. Oh man. Hey, we have Billy in the chat. Billy says they still have Hotel 6. Yeah, it's Motel 6. Yeah, it's Motel 6. All right, so yeah, that's interesting news from Miami.
It's basically from Florida.
Yep, Florida. Florida is she's not an unattractive woman, right? But she just she's not
Florida
made up in the
has
shot.
A bunch of crazies.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got Mathis, you got Jeff, you've got Shelby. Yeah, who else is down in Miami that's crazy? Nathaniel. Not to be confused with you, Nathan, but Nathaniel. Yeah.
Whenever I used to play Xbox, this guy he told me the story of this one guy bit off his brother's dick over
what was
a
that?
blanket.
Oh boy.
And that guy was from Florida.
Let's try to keep it clean, Nathan. We run a family show here. And Dewey says, pretty ballsy of the guy to make a report. Yeah, maybe he's single. Maybe he's single and he didn't have to deal with yeah. Well, you got to make a police report so you can file your insurance claim. So he maybe figured getting in trouble at home was worth it because hey, he lost 32 grand worth of stuff. Needed a police report. And they caught her. He filed a police report. He had her real identity. She got pulled over for running, for some traffic infraction. They ran her name. They said, "Hey, this is a person of interest," and they arrested her. So listen, a crime does not pay, at least this time.
Yep.
And Mookie says, greetings to Collector Invest. What's up, Mookie?
Oh, Mookie.
Clip it, Mookie. By the way, Mookie's been doing some great shows recently on the Mookie Lounge. Mookie, you have a wrench. You can drop a link to your own channel and promote it. What did she look like? Oh, okay. What did she look like? There she is. 25-year-old Allison Massa. Yep. She was cute. Imagine her all dolled up. She probably looked pretty cute. And Dewey says, yeah, but I'm assuming there were other transactions happening at the Motel 6 that would get the guy in trouble legally. Oh, well, there's no proof of that. I see what you're saying. Like, in other words, like, hey, I hired this girl to come over and hang out with me, and she stole my watch. Yeah, I think what's more important is the stealing of the watch, not the consensual rendezvous. How did the reporter get a hold of the story? Somebody called them too. Yeah, well, or they just read it on the police blotter. Like they when they arrested her, every day they publish a list of people who are arrested the previous day, and there might have been a little bit of a story there. So
yeah, I think in Florida they all that stuff is public.
Yeah, everything's public. When you get arrested, everything's public.
Criminals in Florida are crazy.
So now it's just, first you slandered all people in Florida. You said all people in Florida were crazy. Now you're just limiting it to the criminals.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it people in Florida are crazy or just the criminals?
I think everyone in Florida is crazy. They're
Okay,
like,
so now all right, you're back to everyone now.
I think everyone is crazy down in Florida.
By the way, the views and opinions presented by Collector Invest or Nathaniel or Nathan.
Second most crazy.
Hold on a second. I have to do the legal disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed by Collector Invest do not represent the views and opinions of the other panelists, Original OC or Original OC Enterprises. Thank you very much.
Or the Watch Colony Network LLC.
Or the Watch Colony Network LLC. Thank you. Eddie says, is there one of what she looked like the night before? No, we don't have that. Hey, but what we do have is the first super chat of the night, and I'm loving it. It's Speedy Horrendous. Hi, boys. Here's a little McDonald's cash, OC. Thank you, Speedy. I appreciate that. I grilled hot dogs tonight. Nathan's hot dogs, put them on the grill, 1 minute per 1 minute, then a 1/3 turn, then another minute, 1/3 turn, then a third minute. After 3 minutes at 500 degrees, they were basically done. And then I did my typical potato bun.
Carbon by then?
No, they just cook really fast. They're delicious.
That's potato buns are amazing. Oh.
Yeah, well, my wife does. There's two kinds we buy. She likes the brioche. Like there's brioche hot dog buns, which we did last week, and then I like potato buns.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Publix here, once in a while, they'll make hot dog buns, but with croissant dough, and you have to like pull apart each bun. Oh my god!
Oh, nice.
It is like heaven. You put some spicy mustard with that. Jesus Christ. Doesn't get any better.
Oh, Mathis is now in the chat. So he apparently found out that this girl that he doesn't know at all. So the dogs were done, and then I took the two buns. I opened them up. I put one slice of American cheese down the middle of them, and then the hot dog on top of it, and then I put them on the upper rack of the Weber for another 1 minute, and grilled the potato bun with the cheese and the hot dog in it, and then boom, one stripe of ketchup, one stripe of mustard, and relish. That's the way I do it. Sorry if you don't like it, but that's the way I do it. Must have
Never
been a
judge
really
man's
slow day.
Taste.
Yeah, never touch a man's hot dog. Must have been a really slow
Unless
day.
you're
Usually, a
check.
major news organization like Channel 7 News wouldn't bother with something this petty. Yeah, listen. It's a community announcement. So they had to do that.
I'm gonna cancel my trip to Miami.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, everyone's crazy down there, according to Nathan.
Nathan, yeah.
I think they're the second craziest state. Number one craziest state is Ohio.
Yep. Oh, why? What's up with Ohio?
I don't know.
What do you have
maybe
against Ohio?
I don't know. I heard it from
Defend your position, Nathan. You just heard it was crazy? All right. All scams are invented in Florida. Thank you, Mr. Tudor, to you. Glad to have you with us. OC, I got the $5 meal deal tonight. McDouble. Cool. That's a McDouble, and you get, I think, a 4-piece nuggets and a fry and a drink. That's a pretty good deal.
No way. That's
yeah.
a real deal right now?
Yeah, they have a new $5. Well, they were getting a huge backlash, mainly
Holy shit.
from unsubstantiated sources that were saying, oh, like the Big Mac meals are $10.99 now. We can't
that's
we can't afford it, and so they were a little bit of a PR
tell you
backlash.
what.
So now they introduced the $5 meal deal.
You know my issue with the Big Mac being the Big Mac meal being $10. It's not that it's $10. They're not giving me $10 worth of effort when they make them. I've seen videos where they squeeze the sauce or whatever, and it all just goes in the center of the bun. Like, spread that shit around. I don't know about you, OC, but when I make a burger at home and I put my ketchup and mustard, that bun is evenly coated. It's not just a glob in the middle.
Yeah. So you want them to improve their standard operating procedures. Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit more effort for the $10.99
mustard on my cheeseburger. You've seen how they make the cheeseburgers, right? They got those little canisters. It's 3 dots of ketchup, 3 dots of mustard.
They press a single button and it comes out. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I want an even layer so that every bite is beautiful. But yeah, that's an amazing deal. $5 for all of that. Jesus, I'd get 3 of those.
Speedy says it's pronounced Weber, not Weber. I don't know a single person that pronounces it Weber. It's Weber.
Yeah, I've never.
In the continental United States, it's Weber. We've got Thomas Burnett in the house. I love Thomas. Is pink the official color of the Florida crew? The Inter Miami Tudor chronograph has a pink dial, and the Moser collaboration with Alpine Streamliner Tourbillon was launched in pink at the Miami Grand Prix. Yeah, and to the Florida crew, a member of the Florida crew, Brian the Pipe, unboxed the Tudor Black Bay chronograph in pink on this very channel a week and a half ago. So check it out. It's an episode called Brian Unboxing or something like that. So check it out on this channel. It's pretty amazing. Never touch a man's hot dog unless you're in Motel 6. What'd you say? Breaking up. Yeah, we can't hear you. Guys, the link is pinned. If you want to join the chat, we have over 20 upvotes, which is pretty damn good, but keep them coming. Keep them coming. Matha says, Nathan, does this mean you're turning down my recruitment in Miami? Yeah, I think he is. Miami people are crazy. Hey, Alex from Los Angeles is in the chat. Wristwatch holic. Hi, guys. Did you guys sell any watches? I'm down to 3. Holy crap. Yeah.
No, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Maybe I'm not going to say anything. Never mind.
Yeah, don't say anything. The problem isn't that it's $10. The problem is it's crap that costs $10. No, I love a good Big Mac, but the problem is the Big Mac's not part of the $5 meal deal. The Big Mac's a little bit more premium. Guys,
Yeah.
jump on the panel. We got space. We got plenty of space on the panel.
What's the point of being on a panel though? You're just reading the chat.
I got to interact with the chat. I got to make
think,
sure that.
I think I'm gonna jump off. My phone's dying.
Why is your phone? All right, cool. Jump off, and somebody else will jump on. Stay as long as you can, though. Mathis says, JB, we can talk, brother. You already got the pinky ring game down, so that's plus. Yeah, you could join the Florida crew. Join the Florida crew. Mathis is giving you his blessing. Gatsby says, IWC also released a Miami pink strap for its AMG Patronus watch for the 2023 Miami GP. Yeah, so lots of pinks happening. I think Rolex would do well if they came out with an Oyster Perpetual 41 in pink, or even, God forbid, a 36 millimeter date in pink. I think people would like it. We got Lord of Fleck in the chat. Lord of Fleck says rich people aren't abandoning the luxury watch hobby unless you think no one is buying watches. It's only the rich that buy them. Okay, so you're saying that rich are buying them. So are rich people buying or selling right now? Which one? Speedy says, holy shit, the Burger King Bacon King meal is $18.69 here. That is ridiculous. Well, you're in Hawaii. You're in Hawaii, so things are very expensive in Hawaii. They got to fly the buns in, overnight via Federal Express. So, holy shit, who's this? The Silver Millennial. You're new to the channel, I think, but welcome. The Silver Millennial, $20 super chat. Picked up the Tudor Black Bay 41 GMT steel and gold at my authorized dealer. Love this watch, and using the bezel to help time timing burns to quit smoking. You all are the OG. Thanks for the stream. Watch all the time. Diego is the greatest of all time. Very cool. Silver Millennial. Love the super chat. Guys, upvote that super chat. We had over 30 people watching this nonsense on a Thursday night. That means you guys are starved for any kind of content whatsoever. Black Bay 41 GMT steel and gold. Hold on a second. Tudor Black Bay steel gold GMT. Let's check it out. Okay, this is kind of like a root beer. This is a $6,125. Yeah. Guys, I like the big crown. I like the big crown. Not a huge fan of the riveted bracelet. The links I think are not full gold. Obviously, they're just there's a very thin layer of gold on top. But hey, congratulations! And I wouldn't call that a shitter. That's why I didn't even say it when you entered it in your comment. I say congratulations to you, sir. It's a good. I was about to say good pickup, but I'll retract that. It is a good watch for you. How about that? 6,125 steel and gold. It looks good. How about that? It looks like it has the T-fit on it. So hey, congratulations, guys! Upvote the super chat. See if we can give him 10 likes on his super chat. That's pretty nice. And the link is pinned. Jump on the panel. I will not, and it's not a threat. It's a promise. I'm just not going to do the show by myself. I might go for another 30 minutes by myself if nobody else jumps on. So let's hopefully some people jump on, and we have a good conversation about the rich. Are rich people buying or selling right now? What are they doing? Are they doing more buying or more selling? By the way, interesting. You guys heard about this? I mean, I know it's been covered, but I want to bring it to your attention once again, and that is Rolex. Rolex is who's been a sponsor of F1 for a long time, I think 14 years, is due to relinquish their sponsorship at the end of 2024, I believe. They were paying $50 million a year to sponsor F1, and Rolex, I guess they were negotiating to continue, and F1 said, no, we want more money. And Rolex was like, wait a minute, we were paying 10 million a year, and now we're paying 50 million a year. We've got our hands full with golf, with yachting, tennis, with a bunch of other stuff. Maybe we don't need F1 anymore. And LVMH Group stepped in and ponied up $150 million a year for their Tag Heuer brand to become the new official timekeeper of F1 starting in 2025. What do you guys think about that? LVMH spending the big bucks, the huge marketing dollars to get Tag Heuer as the official timekeeper of F1. Lord of Fleck is in the chat. Lord of Fleck says, I enjoy buying vintage and occasionally a micro brand. I've determined to save up for a Vacheron Constantin, and now I have people offering me watches at great prices that tempt me every day. I don't need a Laurier or a Zelos. I need a Vacheron, but I get so tempted to waste money on a flashy nothing. Yes, hold firm, Lord of Fleck. Do not waste your money on flashy objects. Don't buy those. Don't buy those cheap brands. Save up for the Vacheron. Rolex is going broke. They don't want to pay $150 million. That's a lot of money. Hey, KB Lake's with us. What's up, KB? It just makes more sense for LVMH. Moet in the podium tag. Yeah. So in other words, they have so many different brands. They can have Tiffany do the trophies, and they can have Moet do the champagne and stuff like that. So again, it's a multi-brand sponsorship, multi-brand deal, and then Tag Heuer gets to be the official timekeeper. Makes sense. Well, it's still a lot of money. But LVMH is spending money hand over fist these days. Hand over fist. Lord of Flex says, I'm actually very surprised Rolex let F1 go as it's just going to the top of the charts. F1? I never got the allure of F1. It's a little boring to me. A little boring. Fun fact, says Speedy Horrendous. Fun fact, flashy nothing is how my Rolex boutique. My local Rolex boutique is listed in my phone contacts. That's right, flashy nothing. And you immediately answer. Immediately pick up the phone. I want to thank Speedy again for the super chat earlier. Thank you for the McDonald's fund, Speedy. And big shout out to Silver Millennial for the $20 super chat. That means a lot. It means a lot. It means that you guys appreciate the content. It's not easy doing these streams, especially when no one jumps on to join you. KB Lake says the F1 is going Miami trashy. Oh, wow. We got 30 upvotes, guys. Pretty awesome. Speedy Hernandez says another fun fact, Miami trashy is how Buckley is listed in my phone contacts. I don't even have Buckley on my phone. Yeah, I don't have Buckley's number. I'm thrilled that you even have his number. Silver Millennial says upvote the live stream. That's right. There's 30 upvotes already. There's over 30 people watching. Cool. Web1 is in the chat. Web1, the watch market is dead. In the backyard pool, floating face down. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable. Yep. I don't know if the watch market is face down. I mean, it's been definitely, prices have been declining for the last 28 months. It's hard to believe, 28 months of declines, guys. I was just looking back at some of the watches that I bought. I bought most of my watches in 2020 and 2021, believe it or not. I mean, and a couple in 2022. But 2020 and 2021, I bought like, a bunch of watches, way too many. I should have sold. Should have sold at the peak, but I didn't. What does that say about my intelligence? Hey, question from Green Machine to the audience. I'm not going to answer this because I'm not qualified. But please type your answers in the chat. Green Machine asks, and your expert opinion is very important and needed here. Should I trade a Tudor Black Bay chronograph Panda? That's the white dial Black Bay chrono. That's a Tudor. The OCC Master, that's the white dial Seamaster Diver 300M. And a blue Cartier Santos for a 321 Speedy. Wow. That's a tough one. A blue Cartier Santos. Let's see, the blue Cartier Santos, I'm going to assume, is $5,000. Seamaster, I'd put it at $3,000. That's $8,000. The Tudor Chrono, we'll put that at $3,000. So that's $11,000. Yeah. 321 for 11,000. That's a pretty dang good deal. Yeah, I would say I would do that trade. I would definitely do that trade. You guys agree with me? Cloud Ken says, I'd trade them for a Rolex. Mr. Tudor says no. Logan Hall says yes. I would, that sounds like a good trade to me. I would do it. Hey, look at this. We've got Muhammad Ali in the chat. Good evening, enjoying the stream. Thank you, Muhammad. That means a lot. Muhammad is a massive enthusiast of not just watches, but of the watch live streams. Huge supporter of the streams. Very generous guy. And I met Muhammad in person in London 1 month ago. It was a month ago this weekend that we hung out together in London. It was great meeting him in person, great hanging out with him. He's a really super nice guy. And that's one of the things about this hobby that I really enjoy is just meeting all you great guys in person. Except for Logan Hall. Nah, even Logan's cool. Even Logan is cool. Look, we got Logan from Nashville. We got Mr. Tudor to you. Representing Nashville as well. Buy a 5-link bracelet for that chrono. Check out my Instagram and you will see it. Okay. So he's saying don't make the trade. Don't make the trade. Just get the 5-link bracelet for the Tudor chrono and you'll like it a lot better. Oh, and $3,000 cash. Okay, so let's recap. Tudor Black Bay Chrono Panda, the white dial Seamaster Diver 300M, and a Cartier Santos, plus $3,000 for the 321. Yeah, at that point, it's a little bit closer of a deal. So it's pretty much a wash, I would think. Pretty much a wash. Hey, BW, Florida crew in the house. Good evening, everyone. What's up, BW? Good to have BW in the chat. Let's see what else is going on. Let me see if there's some other news out there that may be interesting. No, okay. Here's some interesting news. Man wanted after 2 Rolex watches were stolen from a jewelry store. Yeah, this guy, he went into the jewelry store. Let's just read it here. San Luis Obispo, a man is wanted after 2 Rolex watches were stolen from a jewelry store on Friday in San Luis Obispo. Officers are trying to identify the man seen in security footage who they say stole the watches. Yeah, what happened is he basically they took the watches out of the case and then he ran out of the store. That's it. So he said, "Hey, can I see this? Can I see that?" And then he just ran out of the store. Anyone in San Luis Obispo, please contact authorities. Hey, we've got Lolex, California crew here. Lolex in the chat. Interesting news. Diego sucks. Come on, that's not nice. That is not nice. All right, we got some people saying, hey, some of the new Swiss watch export information is out. So should we take a look at it? Why not? Let's take a look here. Let me see if I can. Okay, let's see if we can pull it up here. Let's see if I can make this nice and big. There you go. Check that out. Now, this is for June 2024. Swiss watch shipments to the United States up 6.5% for the month. That's up 15.8% from 2 years ago. So even from 2022, which was a blistering hot year. 2021 was kind of the peak year, but look at USA is on fire. Look at that. Japan up 13% for the month of June. And we've got some disastrous results from Hong Kong and China. Oh, man. Down 23% and 36% respectively. China is suffering big time. They are not buying anything there. Ouch! These numbers are deplorable. Whole Milk says, USA, we are number one. That's right. We are number one, the number one market for luxury watches, the number one market for Swiss timepieces. Thomas Burnett says, going back to the LVMH story about F1, LVMH may be sponsoring F1, but things are still tight. They're having a reshuffle. That's right. That's true. By the way, Julien Tournard, who had just taken over Tag Heuer as CEO 6 months ago, has been moved to Hublot. Yeah, so there's some musical chairs going on at LVMH. So let's, I'm going to pull up another viewpoint here. This is going to be year to date. Check this out. So this is January through June of 2024. So this is the first 6 months of 2024. Swiss watch exports to the United States up 3.6%. China down 21%. Hong Kong down 20%. Japan up 7.7%. Ooh, it's a mixed bag across the board. If you go all the way to the bottom here, you see the entire market down 3.3% for the first 6 months of this year, the top 30 markets. USA, we continue to power the obsession with Swiss luxury watches. Does it mean that we're delusional? Are we being duped? You know, why are China's not buying watches? Do they know something that we don't know? Maybe the Chinese are just buying more Celadon watches. Hey, Evan G's in the chat. I didn't even think the tag made 150 million. Hey, that's a good point. Actually, they only do about 615 million. Tag Heuer only does 615 million in total revenue. So like 600 million in annual revenue. LVMH is taking basically 25% of all the money that Tag Heuer makes and spending it on the sponsorship. It's absolutely insane. Yeah. But USA continues to be the big market. We have Buckley. Buckley says, been trying to tell you, China does not care about watches anymore. That's right. Well, they just care a little bit less. They care about 20% less. Lord of Flex says, Tag also sponsors Red Bull Racing. They get to double dip. Yeah, for the time being, they do. For the time being. The mall says Morgan Stanley estimates Tag sales at 811. Is that true? The last report I saw had them at, let me just check. Nope. No, I see implied retail value. Okay, implied retail value around 869. Sure. And their wholesale value around 615. Okay. Fair point. So around 870 million in implied. Actually, that's retail. That's the implied retail value. So if you look at it in terms of actual what they net in terms of their revenue, the Tudor brand brings in about 615 million for LVMH. Omegas are also having trouble in China. That's right. Swatch Group and Richemont announced results. Everybody can read on their own. You don't have to. I don't have to summarize it for you guys. If you look at the units sold, yeah, it's down in every market, but prices are going up. See, the units are going down by single digits, but the price hikes offset the decline in units. Lord of Flex says, I don't think it's an annual deal. Yes, it is. It's an annual deal. It's 150 million annual per year. Yep. It was a huge outlay. I'm just going to check the news and see what else is going on in the world. See if there's any interesting headlines, as I did no planning whatsoever. Yeah, I was bored. I wanted to fire up a stream. Yeah, what's the deal with this Indian guy's wedding? Did you see this? This guy, insane, man. Jeez, that music. Holy cow. That music. No offense. Let me see. I'll find a different picture. This guy splurged and bought all these expensive watches. Check this out. Boom. This guy had a wedding and he ended up buying like the people in his wedding party, like all these super expensive Royal Oak Perpetuals. Crazy, crazy. We have V for Victor 7. Hi, OC. You are nothing without Timmy. You know, I was nothing with Timmy. So nothing has changed. Appreciate the comment. V for Victor. OC was nothing with. That's exactly what I said. See, whole milk. Great minds think alike. He might be rich, but his face is rather unfortunate looking. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that guy's appearance, but obviously he's super wealthy and some mega rich guy in India, maybe something like that. So he bought some of these limited edition pieces. Good for him. I mean, I don't think these people will appreciate it. The people in his wedding party or these close friends or whatever. Hey, look at this. We've got another amazing super chat from the Silver Millennial. Thank you so much. $20 super chat. I'll read it in AI voice. Super chat. Thank you for your very generous contribution to the hate streams, the Silver Millennial. $20. It reads, "Aw man, Buckley, second, G, period, O, period, A, period, T, period. Rock on, upvote." Thank you, Silver Millennial. Yeah, Buckley is very cool. Buckley's cool, but he's changed. He's gotten more. He has a Patek Philippe with a Tiffany & Co. branding on it. So his attitude is more of like, hey, I'm Buckley, take it or leave it. And I like that attitude. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. It's all good. It's all good. Guys, please like this super chat. There's over 30 people watching. Let's give the guy 10 likes on the super chat. It's pretty nice. Very, very generous. Thank you, Silver Millennial, whoever you are. Looking into that tag F1 deal might be right, but it's all rumor sites reporting it. No, I think it's pretty much done at this point. His dad is the richest man in India. Okay. That must mean he's rich too. Yep. Good for him. Good for him. Let's see if I can find maybe a better article. Maybe an article where they show the watches up close. Oh, here you go. These are 250,000 each. Really? These are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a hell of a wrist shot. Hey, V for Victor has upvoted. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Listen, every upvote counts, guys. All people who are appreciated if they upvote, and especially if they super chat. Memberships are not available on this channel. No memberships, but super chats are available. Buckley says, "I have mental issues." No, I don't think so. He's just outspoken. He is just outspoken. Silver Millennial says, "LOL, Buckley used to watch you guys on a channel with no name. The other channel. That's cool. Thank you very much for coming on over to here. And I'm assuming you are subscribed to the Watch Colony and Diego, Boston Collector, Luchabetic Mark, and a bunch of us here. Thank you so much for visiting. Listen, I know, guys, you have a lot of different things that you could be doing on a Thursday night. You could be out having dinner, a lot of different entertainment choices. 36 of you are currently spending it here on this channel, listening to absolutely nothing noteworthy or interesting. And it's very much appreciated. I can't believe how many upvotes we get. You guys are phenomenal on the upvotes. I think it's because I badger you or you like the show. I can't remember. I don't know which one, but hey, you know what? I am not choosy. Whatever method gets you to upvote, the better. Whole Milk says Buckley may have a narcissistic personality disorder. Ooh. I haven't thought about that. I don't think so. I don't. I know a couple of people. I know a couple of people who have it. I know a couple. There's two people I know that have narcissistic personality disorder. And I know this. I know the signs. And they're both compulsive liars. Compulsive liars. Hey, Buckley, is your wife feeling any better? That's a good question. Logan Hall asks, I hope your wife is feeling better. By the way, I also want to extend a heartfelt encouragement to Mommy, Marcelo's wife. I know she's been in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for her back. And I have not been able to get an update on how she's doing. So I don't know if anybody in the chat knows. Please type a comment in the chat. But hope Mommy's doing well. And I also hope that Mrs. Buckley, who's unfortunately got COVID. She got COVID, guys, and hopefully she didn't get a very severe case of it. Hopefully her symptoms are mild, and she can beat this thing in just a couple days. And so we're all rooting for her. This is the place to be, says Eddie Mao. Thirsty Thursdays with OC. That's a good name. That's a good name. Maybe I'll steal that. Here's a question for the chat. This is a pretty good one. Green Machine asks, if you could have one watch from the Holy Trinity and one from Rolex, let's see. I'm not sure if I understand this. If you could have one watch from okay, I get it. One watch from the Holy Trinity and one from Rolex. In other words, one each from AP, Vacheron, and AP, Vacheron, and Patek Philippe, and then one from Rolex. What would your 4 watches be? That's a great question. Guys, think about it and enter your answer in the chat. And then we'll, as a community, we will vote and see who puts together the best collection. Hello to CN. By the way, we hit 40 viewers. We hit 40 viewers on this absolutely worthless channel live stream. That means that we're doing something. We've got the momentum. We've got the big mo, guys. We've got the big mo. Let's see. Okay, so for AP, it's going to be a Royal Oak. I'm not going to get specific. I'm not going to get specific. For AP, it's a Royal Oak. Okay, call it a 16202 with a blue dial. Okay, boom. Okay, I got specific. From Vacheron, Vacheron's hard, so I'm gonna go last. From Patek Philippe, it's not going to be a Nautilus. It's not going to be a Nautilus, guys. No, it isn't. It's going to be a dress watch with a complication or a grand complication. So hook me up with the 5326 inline calendar in platinum. Something like that works. Or an annual calendar, 5396, or perpetual calendar, 5320p, 5320. So listen, any of those dress watches with complications works for me for Patek. Rolex, that's a toss-up. Oh man, that's going to be hard. Rolex, what is it going to be? Is it going to be a Day-Date or a Daytona or a GMT Master 2? Oh man, tough. Oh man, it's tough. Vacheron, I don't even know. I'm going to pull up the Vacheron catalog. Hold on a second. All right. Let's pull up. Ooh, look at this. It just happened to land on this. What do you think of this? Is it going to be an overseas? No, I'm not going to do an overseas. The problem is if you don't do an overseas, what do you do? Patrimony is boring. Traditional 50. Ugh. God, they made a bunch of terrible watches. Ugh. Oh man, what do I do, guys? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, it's tough. I would never wear. Who's gonna wear something like that? Come on, man. The 56. No, I don't like that. Historiques. No. I was about to say I kind of like that, but then I would get laughed at. No, I don't need this dress watch. I'm getting a Patek with complications. What do you think, guys? Let's see hear what you guys are saying here. Hey, Father Artifacts in the chat. Good evening. That's the comment right there. Father Artifact. Good evening, OC. Got to be the Daytona. Oh man, really? I guess so. Yeah, Steel Daytona, or because you have to have a daily, right? If you're gonna have a 4-piece collection and you have an expensive Patek Philippe and you've got a Royal Oak and you've got what do you get from Vacheron, guys? What do you get from Vacheron? Well, 222. That's quirky. It's that wouldn't get into wrist time. It's too quirky. Let's do Green Machine's question, but your overall budget is 200,000. Yeah, you could still do it. You could still do it because Patek Philippe you can get watches, for 60 or 70 or 80,000. The Rolex Daytona you can get for under 20 in steel. The AP you can get for 35. So yeah, you have plenty of money left over. Get plenty. You can 200,000 is a very easy budget for 4 watches. As a matter of fact, a four-piece collection, maybe a 4 or 5-piece collection with a $200,000 cap, that should probably be everybody's target. No matter how rich you are, maybe don't spend more than 200 grand on watches. Hey, Alex has some news for us. Omega will release new watches for the Olympics and Apollo 11 55th anniversary this Saturday. A local boutique's having a special event. Very cool. Let's keep an eye on that. Alex says my 3-piece collection is, this is your current 3-piece collection is a Date 840, 15202, and GMT spray. Yeah, that's exactly what Alex has right now. But you have to change it. You have to change it to do a 4-piece collection, 1 from each brand. Any watch from Patek. 5811. Really? You do that one? Vacheron rose gold, green, 3-hand overseas. Okay, that's a pretty cool sports watch. Yellow gold jumbo and basic bit. Yeah, that's a very good collection, Buckley. Very, very good. Yeah. So in that case, you're using Vacheron as your. Actually, you don't have any dress watches at all there in your collection. No dress watches for Buckley. He had his choice, but didn't do it. We got the Daily Beater Royal Oak. Evan G's here. Evan G's dream collection here. The Daily Beater Royal Oak. The Day Date as his Rolex. The Vacheron 1921. And the Patek Philippe 5235. The Patek 5235. Are you kidding me? This is the 5235. That's an interesting choice. Off the beaten path kind of choice, Evan G. Well done. Well done. Oh, look at this. Look at this insight. If a 5811 isn't a dress watch, I quit watches. Interesting. That's a good point. Like maybe the watch is so elegant and iconic that maybe it serves as a dress watch and a sports watch. Good point. Buckley. Hey, look at this. We've got watches with Elizabeth. I'm not familiar with this account, but holy crap. This is your first ever super chat on a YouTube live stream. Watches with Elizabeth, $10 super chat. My husband, Silver Millennial, got me. Oh my gosh, you are the spouse of Silver Millennial? How cool is that? We have a husband and wife team watching tonight. That's awesome. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Please hit the subscribe and the bell icon to enable all notifications. Watches with Elizabeth, $10 super chat. My husband, Silver Millennial, got me a Black Bay 58925. That's the sterling silver. I added a white strap. Thoughts? I think that's freaking awesome. Yeah, I actually do like the 925. My only complaint was that it came on an ugly strap. But if you've added your own white strap, that sounds amazing. What kind of strap is it? Is it alligator? Is it mesh rubber? What did you do? Guys, please like Watches with Elizabeth's super chat. It's her first ever super chat on a live stream on YouTube. That's awesome. And it's great that families are gathered around the computer or gathered around the phone or your big screen TV or whatever it is and watching Watch Talk. It's the original OC channel, Smart Watch Talk for smart collectors and everybody else in the chat. Yeah, and you know who you are. Evan G says, yeah, watch couple. That's awesome. My wife would never watch this garbage. That's right. That's right. Oh, husband and wife wearing Tudors is OC's nightmare. Yeah, don't scare the couple. Let's pretend that I like Tudors. But that's a great question. Type in your 4-piece collection in the chat. One from Patek, one from AP, one from Vacheron, and one from Rolex. Thomas Burnett is in the house. He wants the Patek 5178G minute repeater. Sure. Just shoot for the moon, Thomas. The AP Star Wheel, that's the Code 1159 Star Wheel in white gold. The Vacheron Twin Beat Perpetual, that sounds pretty fancy. And the Rolex Explorer 2 with a polar white dial. Their only real tool watch left. All the others are jewelry. Pretty good collection, Thomas. I gotta say, some of those Patek 5178. Guys, I'm the host, and I'm also, of course, that one. Come on. That's not fair. No, that's not fair. You can't choose this one. Okay, Thomas, you have to go back. You have to choose something under 150,000. This. My understanding is that this is like 600,000 or 700,000. So, like, nice try, Thomas. Yeah, back to the drawing board. Don't pick something so you swap out your Patek with something different. CN says we are smart. It's a fact. That's right. Guys, if you're new to the channel, this is the original OC channel on YouTube. Smart Watch Talk for smart collectors. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the upvote button for the live stream, and make sure your notifications are enabled. That way you get notified in real time, live, whenever this bullshit show goes live, and you could drop everything. Drop everything and listen in. Hey, Martin Johansson is here. Greetings from Norway. Isn't it late in Norway right now? Isn't it like in the middle of the, like, it's like 2 in the morning or something like that? 2 or 3 in the morning? What are you doing up, Martin? But thank you so much for being here. Guys, please upvote Watches with Elizabeth's super chat. I mean, come on, there's like 35 of you watching. Please give her like 10 likes. That would be a super helpful thing to do. And please go back to Silver Millennials super chats as well. And please give them a nice like. After all, they're super chatting and you're not. So live vicariously through them. Show your appreciation to them in a way for super chatting on your behalf. Guys, super chat and fund the lifestyle of millionaires. Do it now. It's a Pebble, and totally agree about the strap. It came a full 925 bracelet would be the dream. Yeah, that would be cool. Is there an Instagram or something, Watches with Elizabeth, that we can check out your watch? That would be cool. But yeah, that's a great Pebble leather strap, a white Pebble leather. I think it's going to look sick. Alex says, here's his dream collection, the AP 15202. That's the steel 39 millimeter jumbo Royal Oak. The Vacheron 1921. That's the driver watch. The Patek Philippe 5712. That's the Nautilus with the crazy subdials. The Rolex GMT Master. I'm assuming that the Rolex GMT Master in steel. Doesn't matter which one it is. The Batman, Pepsi, Root Beer. They're all friggin' great watches. Great choices. Pretty good killer 4-piece collection, Alex. Very, very cool. He's watching live from Norway. Well, I know you're watching live from Norway. Isn't it late for you? Isn't it late, Martin? I know you're watching live. I mean, we're live. You're not watching it on replay. Hey, fella's in the chat too. Fella Buckley said it best. When you get way up there, it gets weird. They don't own watches. Yeah, like Warren Buffett doesn't wear watches, right? Warren Buffett doesn't waste his money on Bugattis and Patek Philippe's. It's 1:30 a.m. in Scandinavia. Okay, so it's late. It's late. Should be catching some Z's pretty soon. Watches with Elizabeth, not on Instagram. Too busy. Mom with 3 kids and apparently a watch addiction. However, should totally start one. Yeah, tell us, Watches with Elizabeth, what other watches do you have? Do you just have the Tudor 925? I'm assuming that you have more watches than that because only a watch collector would call it the Tudor Black Bay 925, and assume that we all know what it is, which of course we do know. But you're definitely a watch enthusiast, and if silver millennial is your husband, then you got a Tudor loving family there, a watch loving family. Buckley, the guy at 100 million says, "Why would I wear a watch for a guy worth only 10 million?" The billionaire says, "Why would I wear a watch?" I like to think that there are some rich people that like watches. But what do you guys think? Are rich people buying watches right now, or are they selling? What's going on with them right now? Are they buyers or are they sellers? Are they done with the hobby or are they getting into the hobby? Martin can't sleep. He can't sleep. He's dreaming of watches. No better place to dream of watches than on the original OC channel. By the way, also subscribe to the Watch Colony channel. I will hold on a second here. just going to let you know that there's this cool channel called The Watch Colony. And I highly recommend that you subscribe to that too, especially for Watches with Elizabeth and Silver Millennial. Make sure you're subscribed over there. Speaking of super rich people, hey, Carolyn Martin's in the chat. Speaking of super rich people aren't into watches, just us poor enthusiasts. No. Carolyn Martin is mega rich, and that's why she has 14 Tudors. By the way, Carolyn, we also have another woman in the chat, Watches with Elizabeth. She's watching with her husband. So see, we have this channel attracts more female watch enthusiasts than all other watch channels combined, which means we attract 2 and the other channels attract 1. It's good to have 2 great women in the chat. Imagine being a billionaire where perpetual calendar Patek Philippe's are like Seikos. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all relative. Everything's relative, you know? Everything is relative. Let's see. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Even though it's pinned. Anybody can jump on the panel. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes now. Maybe I'll go for another 10 minutes. And then call it quits. Unless we assemble a panel of talented watch people to impress Watches with Elizabeth and to impress Silver Millennial with our incredible watch talk and banter. That's right. 14 Tudors is what she's got. She has a hard time selling them. She just gives them away. You know, she's like, oh, you know what? These, why would I bother selling them for like $2 or $3 grand? They're not worth anything. This is like, hey, nieces, nephews, come over here. Tudor for you. I better be nice to her. I better be nice. She's one of my main financial donors. Okay, she's my she's the what do they call it when someone's sponsoring the channel, like the person behind the scenes. She's like the it's like I was saying not protege, Patreon. What do they call it? Someone in the chat will figure it out. I don't know. I'm not good with language. Buckley says, Carolyn, if you're considered poor, I'm a rock on the moon. That's right. Yeah, she's loaded. Watches with Elizabeth says, just got this. Oh no. What's going on here? Is this a troll account? Is this a troll account designed to fuck with OC? I just got a Christian Ward 12 36 millimeter titanium in cosmic purple and a vintage Gerard Perregaux in sterling. This can't be real. We get we get another great female viewer, and she has a Tudor, a Christian Ward, and a Gerard Perregaux. Fuck me dead. Oh man. We need to convert her over to Rolex. We need Rolex big time. Well, thank you for being on the stream. Congratulations on the Christian Ward 12. But that thing is garbage. Absolute garbage. Don't be offended. Hey, that's right. Benefactor. That's right. Carolyn Martin is the huge benefactor behind the scenes. She's funding the entire Watch Colony network with her lucrative donations. Since it's 2024, I hereby declare, that's right, I hereby identify myself as Carolyn Martin's nephew, Jeff's son, Humble Pine's favorite client. He'd do anything for. That's right. That's a good. That's a good. That's a great way to identify yourself. Carolyn Martin's nephew, you will get a free tutor. Jeff's son, you get unlimited dinners in Miami. And Humble Pine's favorite client, unlimited soju. We're sterling silver crazy. What other watches do you have that are sterling silver? Or do you just you have jewelry that's silver? But do you collect I was about to say sterling silver coins too, and collectible coins. Guys, it's we've been going for almost an hour and a half now. It is the original OC channel. Holy crap! Look at this silver millennial again. Again, Christian Ward is a Salida. That's the Salida SW300 movement, COSC certified. We are sterling silver crazy. I'm going to just for you, I will pull up that model. I will pull up the 12 and 36 millimeters. So thank you very much for that. And boom, Carolyn Martin, $50 super chat. It's the hot pink super chat, guys. Remember who butters this bread. That's right. I cannot forget it. Guys in the chat, don't forget who owns this channel. It's not me. I just work here. Carolyn Martin, she can own every single one of you if she wants to. She is the matriarch of the watch community and a hell of a nice person. Carolyn Martin, $50 super chat. Guys, like that super chat. Let's get that super chat to 10 likes immediately. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the token of appreciation. I don't mean token as in small. I mean the huge token of appreciation for jumping on and starting these streams. Anyone is welcome to jump on the stream. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. It says streamyard.com/blah, blah, blah. You click on that. You turn off your YouTube. Make sure you have your microphone and your camera ready. And boom, look at this. He's stealing the leads. Thomas Burnett, £5 super chat. Question to the host and the chat. And if there were a panel, it could be to the panel too, but there's no freaking panel. OC is going solo, not by choice, but because no one's joining me on the panel. But tell you what, I'll drop the link since you guys don't want to. You're too lazy to move your mouse all the way to the top of the chat and click on it. Click on that instead. Thomas Burnett, question to the host in the chat. If you were a rich person, billionaire entering the hobby, what would be your first watch? Excellent question. Billionaire getting into the hobby. I would probably get like a super expensive Patek Philippe. That's right. I would want to establish my credentials with Patek Philippe as a super rich person. What do you guys say in the chat? What would your first watch be? It would definitely be a couple $200,000 or $300,000 Patek Philippe that I love. Don't buy something you don't like. Only buy stuff that you love. Only buy stuff that looks good on you. But yeah, go in for the kill. By the way, speaking of going in for the kill, Andy Benz is in the chat. Yes, they are something luxury. What business is over? I don't understand Andy's comment at all. Andy, please retype your comment in English. Thank you very much. Diego says the Patek 3970p would be his choice. That's a vintage perpetual calendar, I believe. I think so. And it's in platinum. Silver Millennial says, we use sterling silver every day and hollowware, mainly vintage Gorham manufacturing and Tiffany & Co. sterling. Whoa, cool. Tiffany & Co. is about a 15-minute walk away from my office in Manhattan. I go there occasionally just to check out stuff. And by the way, Buckley in the chat has a Tiffany & Co. branded Patek Philippe. We are big fans of Tiffany & Co. here in the Watch Colony Network. Fella says the last 4 out of 8 1916 company listings are FP Journe. So 1916 Company is the company that used to be Watchbox, Goldberg, Hyde Park Jewelers, and Radcliffe Jewelers. They all formed together to form 1916 Company. And last 4 of the last 8 listings are FP Journe. It's getting ridiculous. The liquidation that is happening. Guys, is it time to sell FP Journe? Is it time to buy or time to sell? I think 75% of the people might say it's time. Keep buying FP Journe. It's going to continue to go up. And there are other people, maybe a vocal minority, say, you know what? FP Journe, listen, you know what? That brand sucked 10 years ago, and it'll go back to sucking again in 10 years. Okay, Andy Benz clarified. Okay, the luxury watch business is finished. It's over. Okay, that I can understand. That I get. Thank you, Andy, for retyping. Thank you for slowing down and checking the spelling. All good there, Andy Benz. The luxury watch business is finished. It's over. Okay, well, hey, we're going to keep doing this live stream for this washed up hobby of ours. The 3790 is amazing. 3790 Platinum is amazing. Check out the Instagram account. Only the rarest for a cool owner of those. Thank you for the shout out, guys. Check out Only the Rarest on Instagram. Oh, Buckley is a lucky son of a bitch. Yeah. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Threw the whole watch community in a tailspin. Why Buckley? How did he get the Tiffany & Co. Patek Philippe? Nobody will ever know. It is an enigma. Let's see. Oh, Buckley says, I'd go to AP and ask for a crazy code. Yeah, like one of those, the Venturine perpetual calendar. Or maybe a tourbillon. And an offshore tourbillon. Offshore, Royal Oak offshore tourbillon. Cool. This Patek is mesmerizing. Yeah, this is hand guillocheed. This is very, very expensive. We have a member of the community, Russell, that picked up this piece not too long ago. He paid, I think, 600 and something thousand for it, 600,000 plus. But yeah, it's gorgeous. The lugs, the case, the dial. I'm not a big fan of the Breguet numerals, but hey, on this piece, looks fucking gorgeous. Who can complain? Who can complain about this? America says it was physical threats that got him the Patek Philippe. Yeah. Physical threats. Buckley threatened physical violence. And it worked. America says, I've started doing the same thing, but it has not proved effective. Yeah. Both Buckley and America are like super big guys. They're like linebackers. So I would be definitely intimidated if either one of them came in and said, listen, I'm getting the next watch or else there's going to be an accident. Patek sales associates are known to have accidents from time to time. I'd hate to see a guy with 2 very nice functioning knees suffer an accident, being accidentally thrown down a flight of stairs. Patek needs to start making a proper woman's watch. Ooh, those are fighting words, because I think a lot of people would say that that they do make a lot of women's watches. They just are probably not your cup of tea. They're probably just more on the very traditional and elegant and dressy and dainty side. And Carolyn Martin likes her watches little bit bigger, sportier, and rougher and tougher. This is a woman who, she runs an empire. She runs an empire. She runs a healthcare empire. She runs a farm with horses and chickens, and she's got tractors. She's got four-wheel, these off-road vehicles, four-wheel drive vehicles, these giant monster trucks that she drives around the compound. You got 30 or 40 acres. You got to have these ATVs and shit. So listen, she's very, very, so she's doing work. She's a hands-on kind of executive. That's why she buys so many tutors, I think, but just a rough tool watch. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, let's pull up that Christian Ward. Let's see here. The Christian Ward. All right, let's check it out. Let's see here. We've got the Ice Cream 12 titanium. I forgot, which one did you get again? I gotta go back through the chat. Can you just retype real quick which specific model it was? Because they got so many variations here. But I want to. Oh, I think was it purple? Yeah, purple. Yeah, check it out. Whoa. This is kind of like a mix between a Chopek Antarctique and a Royal Oak on a budget. Cool. Cosmic purple. Oh, this is nebula purple. Sorry. Let's find cosmic purple. Not nebula purple. Ooh, cosmic purple. Here we go. $1,895. Oh, this is a pretty nice looking dial. Oh, that's pretty slick. That is slick. For $1,895, I don't recommend people buy this. Sorry. But I do congratulate you on buying it. And if you like it, actually, I love the bracelet. I love the integrated case. This reminds me a lot of, reminds me of two things. It reminds me of the Hublot Unico, which I was looking at just the other day with Humble Pine. So with Humble Pine, I was with Small G. Doxed. We were having dinner, and we were looking at these Hublots that look just like this one. This is a beautiful looking. I love it. I love the look of it. No doubt about it. It's titanium, 36 millimeter. It's a good looking watch. Good looking watch. Speaking of good looking, got DCNLV in the chat. Good looking guy in Vegas. Guys, we have hit 50 likes. We've hit 50 likes on this live stream. The like to viewer ratio on this live stream is probably like one of the best of all live streams in the history of YouTube. So look at this. Third female watch enthusiast in the chat, Jen G. I branded her. I came up with that name for her. I could go for a Patek Philippe Nautilus 5711 112P. Is that 5711? Is that platinum? What the hell? Jeez. Thank you for upvoting DCNLV. Thanks for holding down the fort in Las Vegas, Nevada. Really, really appreciate it. Denji, I put it on a red. you're gonna put the Nautilus on the red croc strap. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull that up. 5711 112P. No, I don't want Chrono 24. Oh, I see. I see which one that is. This isn't the best picture, but I'll share it anyway. Yeah, it's with the factory ruby dial. That's pretty, I was going to say dope, but it's not dope. Very, very cool. Thanks, OC. Yeah, she's referring to this Christian Ward. It's a shitter. Listen, I wouldn't have bought this, but I don't. But for people who do buy stuff like this, congratulations, wear it in good health. But don't do it again. So, like watches with Elizabeth, please do not buy any more watches without consulting with Original OC first. You can find me on Instagram at the Original OC. So please follow me there. Do not buy any watches without my express permission. Because you've already shown that you bought a Gerard Perregaux, a Tudor 925, and a Christian Ward. So listen, your influences are suspect. We'll get you back on the right track. Get you back on the right track. Look at platinum ruby gem set. Yeah. Platinum ruby gem set. This one. Boom. Look at this. I'm producing. I'm hosting. I'm producing. I'm running the show. I'm doing everything all by myself. I impress myself sometimes. Pretty good. By the way, Avi & Co. This is the Avi & Co. website. Avi & Co. is a big secondary dealer in New York City. His claim to fame is, flipping. Not flipping. Person in the back room, you can let yourself on whenever you want. I'm assuming okay, I lost my train of thought. So he made his claim to fame. Hey, Bucky, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted everyone to know I'm dropping out of the race.
Okay. Should drop out. I'm not political, but for the sake of the country, please step aside. Please step aside and let somebody else run. OC governs my watch buying. He does a great job. It's true. That's Carolyn Martin runs all watch purchases by me. And she still doesn't sell enough, but she still has 14 tutors. But that means there are now 14 very, very happy nieces and nephews. This has got to be a troll account. That's it. My grail is Glassut Original, ladies. Okay, come on. This is a troll account now. Because these are my four least favorite brands. Out of 400 Swiss brands, she's named Geo, Tudor, Gerard Perregaux, and Christian Ward. It's a troll account. It's a troll account. I don't care, but as long as you super chat, watches with Elizabeth. But there's no way in hell that you would buy that's your grail. No way in hell. It's not okay. It's not okay. And you need to reach out to me at the Original OC on Instagram immediately. No more purchasing for you until we have an intervention. By the way, I was just going to say something real quick, and then I want to talk to Buckley. Avi & Co. They built up their claim to fame as a secondary reseller of Richard Mille and AP in New York. Very high end stuff. They opened a Miami location. They have a location in Aspen. They just bought a building. They actually bought a building on 59th and 5th that used to be the Playboy Club. Avi borrowed $18 million and he bought the building at auction for $27 million. And so he now owns the building and he's putting his new Avi & Co. flagship boutique in that building. Did you know that, Buckley?
No.
He bought what used to be the Playboy Club on 59th and 5th. He bought the entire building for $27 million. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, not a bad move. I mean, he's he's making moves. You got to hand it to Avi. He's mover and shaker. Here's a question for Buckley from Fella. Buckley, I'd like for you to explain this. Please consider this. Approximately 10% of the recent listings at 1916 Company are Journe, FP Journe, yet Journe makes up about 0.0005% of the market. What is going on?
The insider info I have on 1916 is they've been buying Journe up and putting them in a safe for years. And I think that they're probably just liquidating what they have because they see the writing on the wall. Gray market knows before we do what's coming. And people are not buying watches like they were. They're just not. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about the opinions. They're just not true. So 1916 for the last 10 years probably, they do this. They buy up.
They bought up a ton of longas. They bought up hundreds of longas, data graphs, all kinds of things. Yep.
Right. So they had the FP Journe event last year, 2023, and they had one this year, and they still had like 80% of the watches they had from last year. Same ones, because they've just been hoarding them in the safe and trying to get top dollar, but now they're actually releasing them on the site and liquidating them. So, yeah. That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but they bought really low and they're selling high, and they're figuring like, you know what? Maybe the growth rate in Journe isn't going to go up as much as it went up the past 3 years. So listen, we'll sell, and there are other pockets in the market that are going to do much better. They do know, the guy Mike Manjos, that's what he gets paid a lot of money to do, is know what's going to be hot and to do what, they have these people called market makers in the stock market, that they determine what's going to be big, and they end up making it big. They try to determine what's going to be hot, and they contribute to making the thing hot.
Yeah.
Yep.
They try that with Dave Bethune also.
Yep. Well, they just they flat out bought De Bethune, and they're building it up into turning it into this scarce exclusive watch company. Watches with Elizabeth says, I'm not a troll account. Okay, I trust you. I'm a lady that adores complicated watches that fit my wrist. Though one day my husband insists that I should have a Rolex. Okay, there you go. Common sense in the household. Yep. Common sense. Cool. All right, I apologize. You're not a troll account. I appreciate it. And your other half, your lesser half, is in the chat. Silver Millennium, $20 super chat. That's like your third or fourth super chat of the night. That's very, very generous. Silver Millennial says, I can't help her. Ladies want what they want. Gonna sleep in my bed tonight. That's right. That's right. You're not sleeping on the couch. You're sleeping in your bed, and she gets what she wants. Thanks for the stream. Hey, thank you for watching. Really, really thank you for watching. We're having fun tonight. Buckley, nobody's watching, so I will say this, that I'm quietly selling watches. I am now in the process of liquidating a few watches.
Yep.
And I've hinted at it for a while that, listen, the Bluesy is going to be gone. The Batman's going to be gone. The Steel Daytona, by the way, is going to be gone. And what else? I mean, what else in my collection would I want to part with? Probably, I hate to say it, but it might be the day-date. You never know. Might be the day-date. If I could get a decent price for it. But we'll see. I don't know what a decent price is for a day-date 40 in platinum with a smooth bezel. I don't know. It's probably in the 50s. They're probably mid-50s.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. It's getting bad, though.
It's getting bad. But look, you have done a very good job. You've always churned through watches at a rapid pace. You like what you like, and your tastes change. And when they change, you get rid of stuff. By the way, 2020 that was just like a bad year for you.
Oh, yeah, I hate 2020.
Okay. Something that was personal. So you will never buy any watch that has a 2020 card.
No, I'll never buy any watch as a 2020 card. I had a terrible experience with my first Rolex, which was 2020. So I will never buy a watch that's a 2020 card.
There you go. 2020 was the year, coincidentally, that I got into the watch hobby. So there you go. Take coincidence? I think not. Hey, John D's in the chat. Hey, gents, finally a stream worth listening to. That's right. We're gonna crank up the colony streams. I got to be honest. Buckley's been lazy. Diego's been lazy. America doesn't fire up any streams. It's his fucking network. Boston Collector, what's he been doing? Remodeling his multi-million-dollar waterfront mansion. Listen, where are your priorities? We need content. We have a watch community to entertain. We have a watch community to inform. We have a watch community to educate. It's not about you and your petty projects. Buckley buying houses. Yeah, okay. That's done now. Now get back to streaming.
That's what I say. Now get back to free work.
But great to see John D in the chat. John D representing New York City. New York City in the chat. No, it's really cool to have three awesome women of the watch community: Genji, Carolyn Martin, and Watches with Elizabeth. That's 3 out of 44. That's a lot bigger than 0.2%, which is my normal average. Because I look at the analytics. Typically, a watch stream like this, it's 0.2% female. So
interesting.
We're crushing it here. We're crushing it. DC NLV says OC is removing all the watches with a losing elevator flex record. It's over. No, actually, I'm losing watches. I'm removing watches that I don't wear. So let's the bluesy. I don't wear. A nice enough watch. I'll put it on once in a while. The Batman. I looked back and someone's like, send me a picture of the Batman. I might want to buy it. You know how far back I had to scroll in my photos on my phone to find a picture of me even wearing the watch?
Oh, that's not good.
No, I had to scroll back. It wasn't even months, Buckley. It was like last year. Yeah, that watch sits in a safe. So listen, I can't. The time for watch is just sitting there. And listen, nothing is sacred. The King Midas, the Texan. I love those watches. They're going up in value. They both have probably gone up 50%. But I'm not going to keep those just as. I'm probably not going to keep both of them just because they're good investment vehicles. I have to. I mean, the Midas, yeah, I wear occasionally, but do I wear it enough to really enjoy it? I don't want to be one of these collectors with 45 watches like Brian. That doesn't. It's like, oh, I guess I wasn't getting any wrist time, so plus I couldn't read the damn thing.
I don't think you're a collector.
Nah, yeah, I'm not a collector. I'm not a collector.
Do you collect anything else in your life? Okay.
No.
So
Let
me tell you what you are, because I'm the same. We just want things we can't have. That's all this is.
That's all this is.
We just want things that we can't have, and when we get them, every time we get them, it's less exciting than the previous one. So it's a sickness. It's a psychological sickness. People that collect a lot of shit. Like Eddie, not Eddie Mav, the other Eddie.
Eddie's watches. Yeah.
Yeah. He collects like artifacts and cigars and liquor and guns and all sorts of shit, right? Mm-hmm. George, look at George. George collects multiple currencies. He collects coins. He collects art. Those, like Carolyn probably has a whole bunch of weird shit we don't know about.
Yeah.
Those people collect things.
Yeah, we don't even want to know the kind of stuff that Carolyn collects in her private life.
No. The only thing I've ever been accused of collecting is watches, but I just want things I can't have. That's it. And that's the whole reason the market's falling, is because every day that goes by, there's more that the average consumer can have.
There you go. Carolyn confirms I collect a lot of shit. Buckley is correct. Yeah. You guys should be grateful that we let you entertain us. Okay. Listen, we apologize. We're grateful. We're very appreciative. Thank you for being in the chat. Over 40 people watching this stuff. We have over 50 upvotes. Guys, if you're just joining the show, it's the original OC channel, part of the Watch Colony Network. Subscribe and make sure notifications are enabled. This is Smart Watch Talk for smart collectors, which is neither of the people on the panel.
No.
Let's see what else we got here. Buckley never would have taken a young, intelligent professional as someone given to superstition. Would you call yourself superstitious? Yeah, you are a little bit. A little bit.
You got all three elements wrong. I'm not intelligent. I'm not professional, and I'm definitely very superstitious.
Do you believe in astrology?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, like when you read like a horoscope and it's like, oh shit, that was right yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have one. The wife has, she has all that girl shit on her Instagram where they get like, quotes and all that girly shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes she's like, "Oh my god, you have to see this one," and it's like, okay, what? And then I'm like, oh fuck, that's actually true.
Eddie Mao says, he said something that was kind of interesting. He said, keep the Midas and the Texan. Okay, maybe I will, but maybe I won't. You never know. Maybe I won't. OC is a curator of hype. True. That is a correct. By the way, the Steel Daytona that I have, you can consider that gone. It was a nice watch, but listen, I think Daytonas are cool and all. Maybe I'll get a steel white one, but I want the new one. The thing is that when the new one came out, I didn't like the old one anymore.
See what I mean? You want what you can't fucking have.
I didn't like it.
I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of the black one. I think it's flat. I know they're very hard to get. I know people love them. They've never been my thing. There's too many black dial watches, especially black dial sports Rolex. And that one, it's just always seemed flat to me. I don't know.
The new one is really, really nice, I have to say. The issue with it that I have is just the silver subdials. Just, there's something about, I'd love if they were white.
Yeah, I don't know. The ADX, I asked for a Panda, and the last time I was in there, they asked me, would you be open to the black one? And I told them no.
Yeah.
I said no, I wouldn't. I said if you offered it to me right now, I would say no.
Yeah, I apologize that the Rolex website is the images are so small, but yeah, like the white one has black. It would be cool if this black one had white. I just think that would like pop, but no, it's silver. But what do I know? I'm not in charge of design at Rolex, so there you go. Hey Buckley, I saw the moon last night. Does that mean I'm going to stub my toe tomorrow? That's fun.
I'm part Irish. Blame that.
Does this describe us? Chris J says collectors do it as a hobby. The love of collecting. Non-collectors
it's too
do
black.
it to try and impress. Yeah, that's too black and white. I mean,
way too black and white. Way too black and white.
Too black and white. The planet Saturn exists. That means you're dyslexic.
Oh.
Is it true that Buckley is the first Patek Philippe owner to believe in witchcraft? No, there's probably I bet at least 30% of the people who own Patek Philippe's not only believe in witchcraft, but I think that 5% of them actually practice witchcraft. So
Witchcraft, as in handing an envelope under the table. Yes, that's a form of witchcraft.
Ooh, spicy. The Daytona lineup is seriously lacking a steel bezel
Yeah,
white
that's a problem.
dial.
So with Rolex, right? You know how everyone's onto vintage. They've always been onto vintage, right?
Vintage,
And
yes.
they want it to be in good condition, but they want it to age at the same time. So it's very hard to find the right watch. And they go for a lot of money when you do. The problem with the new ones is ceramic is not going to age at all. And some of the stuff they have that's non-ceramic is too big to age gracefully. So I think he's right. I think a steel Daytona with a steel bezel will come back, because what happens when 500,000 people have Panda Daytonas and nothing's happening to them other than the bracelets getting beat up? No patina, nothing, right?
I love how you say that the fact that Rolex makes their watches incredibly reliable, durable, and timeless, in the sense that they don't even that the bracelets are so good they don't oxidize, the dials don't change color, nothing, and that's now considered a negative.
That will be considered a negative. So they say when you take it in for service, which is like once every 8 years, but let's call it once a decade if you do it, right? You can polish it. Rolex can polish it 7 times before your eye will notice. So that watch, if I buy it today, it will outlive me, and if I'm not dead, it will look like that in 70 years. And there's hundreds of thousands, and there'll be millions of them out there for the world to find and buy, because they're not rare. That might be kind of an issue. I don't know. That might be kind of an issue. That's kind of why all the people that were here before the spike and hype, they were all into vintage already, because you can only find small numbers of those things, right?
Yeah.
So I think it could be a potential problem. Depends on if you care about it or not. I actually think about that quite a bit, where I'm like, if I was going to have a Daytona that I wanted to, last a long time, not a lease to sell type thing that I usually do. Yellow gold seems to be the winner, because it will age and it will look cool, even the modern ones. So I have mental warfare over this topic constantly when it comes to picking a Daytona.
I want to say hi to Aunt G and Seb Nelly and Bob NYC. What's up, guys? Thanks for being in the chat. Bob NYC says, I just sold my 2008 AP Royal Oak chronograph and traded for a new Rolex Sky Dweller with a white dial. I think it's one of the most underrated Rolex. If you have the wrist for it, it's pretty beautiful. Yes.
So fucking. So if you buy an offshore, right? Are you trying to fulfill an AP design, or are you trying to get a big, shiny, luxury watch on a rubber strap? Right? What are you trying to do? If you're trying to get a big, shiny watch on a rubber strap, the Sky Dweller on Oyster Flex is a way better value than an AP, because it's in precious metal and it's not going to break.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy it in steel, right, you lose that rubber effect. But if you buy it in steel, it's way better value than any AP offshore, because it's half the price, a third of the price, could be a fourth of the price depending on the offshore you pick. So it is very, very underrated, especially the white one on Jubilee. The white Sky Dweller Jubilee is beautiful. They had that in the window at Time Machine like a month ago on Exhibition.
Yep. I think that's the best looking Sky Dweller, the white dial one. I think it just looks, it's better than a Polar Explorer. It reminds me of the OP39 white, but just beefed up on steroids. I don't love the Sky Dweller, but if I were to get one, again, it would be the white dial.
The most underrated sky dweller right now is the new yellow gold Jubilee white dial. That thing is that's gonna sell for 25% off unworn. It's a dog and a half, but if you put that on the wrist, you're gonna feel fucking awesome.
Yeah, not on Oyster Flex. For some reason, those Oyster Flex ones just don't do it for me. Here's rose gold or yellow gold.
Yellow. If
Okay,
you go rose, you go oyster. So that watch right there, the rose white dial oyster, extremely underrated.
Let's check it out. Let's go to the configurator. Let's do rose first.
Yeah. And these are not watches that the exciting part about what's happening is if you don't care about the resale value and you just want to find interesting Rolex that you haven't seen that's going to go in the case, you're going to find that. And when you put it on, you're going to be shocked at how nice it is. And you're going to say, I've never even thought about this watch as an option because the YouTube community told me it's a dog. The gray market told me it's a dog. But that watch is undeniable. Like everyone looks at the blue, like, oh, rose gold blue. I get it. But, and then they look at the chocolate, right? Chocolate's too much chocolate. That's too much. It's too much. So
and the rhodium is kind of an interesting contrast with it's a cool color mixed with a warm metal.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's also, a lot of people have it. So if you go to the white though, that watch is amazing. I've seen it. I tried it on once and it was hard to say no. It was the price, $53,000. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
But when you put it on and you wear it, if you're comparing to other things that are $53,000, it feels like $53,000. I mean, it's like a pound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then if you want to go full baller, do yellow gold on the Jubilee.
That one, boom. Even the black. I mean, if you like black dial, because that black is not black like a sub. It's got, I think it's smoke black or something.
It's called bright black. It's a sunray black. Yeah.
These watches are amazing. On the right person, this watch is amazing. So like, what I want to see happen is consolidation to what suits people. So like Looking Glass, right? Looking Glass has, I think he's got a black GMT, I think he's got a white Explorer 2, and I think he has a two-tone sub, right? Well, it's all rotational bezel, standard Rolex. That watch right there, yellow Jubilee white dial, you should get rid of all three watches and just buy that.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I mean, come on, come on. It's expensive though.
Yeah. Okay, white gold, very overlooked.
Yep, the black one. I like the black one better than the white.
So white gold, they only do Oyster Flex, right?
Yeah. For now, yeah.
Yeah. So white gold, there's no white gold oyster bracelet or white gold Jubilee bracelet.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So Diego has the travel time Aquanaut, right?
Yep.
He's got like a 6.5 inch wrist. The watch looks good on him. And when you buy a watch on rubber strap, unless it's a Daytona, you kind of want it to be bigger, right? That's kind of the purpose of the rubber strap, is for you to hold a bigger watch. That's why they're all bigger, right? That's why Panerai is so popular, Breitling. So if you want that travel watch and you want the rubber strap and you're in that holy trinity price point, that black dial Oyster Flex Sky, how do you beat that? Like seriously, if you put it next to an Aquanaut, you put it next to a Vacheron Overseas, you put it next to an Offshore, this kicks the shit out of those. How much is a full precious metal Aquanaut? From the one, you can't get them. And if you could, what are they, 80 grand, 85 grand?
Yeah, like at least 66,000. Yeah, maybe, something like that.
Right. So like if you're America, you're 6'5", whatever he is, 280, 8 inch wrist. why are you even looking at an Aquanaut that you can have when if you were to go buy this, that black white gold is beautiful, right? And it would go with everything. That's the ultimate travel watch. But no, it's not hype.
Right. I don't love these on Oyster Flex for some reason. Just yeah.
I do. I mean, I don't love all of them. I like the black on black, and I like the rhodium rose. That's it. The rest of them, I'm not a fan of. I
This
like
one,
that
this
too. The
yeah, you
220.
should like it. This is the Buckley.
That was a great watch. That might arguably be, out of all the watches I owned, where I was in a photo and I looked at the watch in the photo, that probably looked the best of all the watches I've ever owned. And it was short-lived, unfortunately. And the only photos I have of it was in Aruba, and it looked fucking great.
Yep. And for me, like instead of doing the Sky Dweller, I would just go straight to a yellow gold. Well, I would, yeah, with a white dial, white Roman,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, and that this is 13,000 less than a rose gold Sky Dweller.
yeah. I mean, you got to be able to pull the sky off. I'm talking to people that can pull it off, right? And
Yep.
are like, I want a shiny, luxury, expensive watch that, you know, think outside the box. When you go into precious metal Rolex, there's so many things you probably don't even know exist. Like, have you actually gone to the day dates and gone through all of the dials and all the metals? And have you seen any of them in person? I would venture to say, the people in this community, if you're in major cities and you've gone to Rolex in the major city, you've seen anywhere from 4 to 6 day dates in the last 3 years. Configurations, because it's the same ones over and over.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't live in a major city, you've maybe seen none or one. Right?
Yeah,
So,
and in the cases you maybe never see anything. Yeah.
maybe never seen it. So it's like people don't even know what half this shit looks like. One of the nicest watches I've seen this year was the white gold silver with diamonds. I've never even seen that option. I've never seen it on the gray market. Didn't even know it existed. And it was sitting in the case, ready for purchase, maybe even at a discount if you press them. People don't even know it exists.
Yep. By the way, I want to say hi to Nick Da Vinci and Captain in the chat. What's up, guys? Thanks for being with us on the original OC stream. Over 60 likes, guys. You guys are crushing it. Absolutely crushing it on the likes. Over 50 people watching this nonsense for some reason. Listen, Buckley means ratings. We were hovering around 40 people. Maybe now we've got 56 people. That's right. 30% gain in viewers. That's because of Buckley.
I don't think so. I think it's
I think
because
so.
it's 8:30 instead of 7:30.
Nah, I give you full credit, And the chat is doing a lot of great people in the chat. I mean, this is the absolute best chat. Boogie With is in the chat as well. What's up, Boogie With? Sorry, I didn't greet you earlier. If there's someone who is watching the stream who I have not personally greeted, please type in a quick comment in the chat so I can say hi. Gatsby says, other brands, AP, RM, Vacheron, Cartier, Omega offer rubber as an additional option. Most even have quick change systems. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about which watches look good on rubber, which brands do a good job with rubber.
They do. So when it comes to AP with the quick change, it's a fantastic option. It's amazing. But the majority of the offshores they have only really look good on one color, maybe two. So you can do it, but the green diver is only going to look good on green. Blue diver is only going to look good on blue. And the gray diver is only look good on gray. When you start going sideways with the colors, You can kind of do it, right? Like you can do the gray one with the blue because there's a little bit of blue, but it's not the gray. The only time it works is black, right? If you have the black on black, you could do black on red, red on whatever, cool. But most of those offshores, you're never going to take it off the strap. Same with Vacheron. Nobody puts it on leather. They put it on rubber. And they put it on the rubber it comes with. They might buy the orange or the red and white because they think they're cool, and it's fine.
Mhm.
But it only lasts a day, and then you put it back on the blue because everyone knows the blue on the blue looks the best. So it's a fact. What he's saying is true, but it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day.
No Biggie Sal is in the chat. Also, Chavez, is it Chavez or Chavez is in the chat. Also, Dear Artifact is in the chat. Also, Silver Millennial with his 50th super chat of the night, a $10 super chat. Clearly, my wife and I are on a Tudor budget. Come on, family, super chat for the great stream. Thank you for the encouragement. Silver Millennial and his lovely wife are in the chat. Thank you so much for being here.
New people.
Watches with Elizabeth. Yeah.
New crowd.
New crowd. Listen, people are starving for good quality watch content, and we're not going to be able to deliver that. But what we will do is do live streams anyway, and they're live. So what choice do you have but to watch? So there you go. Yeah, Captain's here. Captain's in the chat. What's up, Captain? Are the liberals and Cloud Ken as well in New York City? Are the liberals on tonight because they don't want to watch the Republican National Convention? No. I mean, if you can watch that and also watch this on in the background. I don't know what time is the RNC start? 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
No, I mean they've been starting at like 5 or 6 every night.
Oh,
But
wow.
it's kind of like, I mean, does anyone really need to watch those? You already made your decision. Like, what are you gonna watch? You're gonna watch all 4 nights of both parties and then figure out what you want to do? I mean,
Yeah, used to be, back in the day, you used to watch those speeches. Like it would be like with the vice president nominee does the speech on the Wednesday night, and then the presidential nominee does it on Thursday night. And I can't wait to hear what he says. And leading up to the convention, 3 or 4 days, it was the speculation of who's he going to pick. And
I do think the Trump speech would be cool. I don't care if you hate Trump. Like, let's just say people who hate Trump. There is nobody on earth, not one person on earth, that can say anything negative about getting shot in the face and then standing up and putting your fist in the air like you're a fucking WWE superstar. That was the most cool rock star thing anybody's ever seen, and you're lying. You're lying if you say it wasn't. I don't care. If you think it wasn't, I'll do this. If you think that wasn't the coolest thing you've ever seen a politician do after being shot in the face, just don't ever speak to me again. I want nothing to do with you.
he doesn't mean that. But I will say this.
I do mean that. I do mean that.
Let's not let politics
Like
get in the way of.
It's not a political thing. It's if you have testicles and there's anything in them, you can appreciate it. That's what it comes down to. So I don't want to deal with anyone who doesn't have testicles, OC. That's all.
I'll do it in the more diplomatic way, and I'll say that it's good to see someone who's faced with adversity, like being targeted by an assassin, escape and basically give the middle finger to the people who tried to kill him. So that, as an American, that is something that should be applauded and appreciated. The fact that someone tried to do wrong, someone tried to do a terrible criminal act, someone tried to kill somebody, and they failed miserably, and the person who was the target got up, put his fist in the air and said, "Fuck you, you missed." And that's something that everybody, regardless of your political persuasion, should celebrate.
Yep, that's what if he wins, I'm getting that shit framed, put on the wall, and I'm gonna put it in the background for streams. See, OC, you did it the diplomatic way, but we went from 53 to 63 when we turned the heat up.
That's right, we're turning the heat up, guys. We're welcome to the All Politics channel. Listen, we're not the only ones who've decided to pivot to politics for views and super chats. But thank you very much, Cloud Ken, for your comment. Got us rolling on a side topic there. By the way, Corrado Galicia is in the chat. Corrado, by the way, we're doing a dinner on the 31st. Come to Manhattan. You're in the group, so let's. We're gonna do the burger place, right? We're doing the burger place. I better not name the name of the place because I don't want to dox us, don't want to target us. But we're doing a big New York dinner on the 31st. We're going to do more of these. We did one just on 2 weeks ago, and we're going to do another one again. Fuck it. You know what? Life is for living.
OC, I forgot that there's 3 women in the chat. Now they're all 3 are mad.
Yeah, they're not mad. They're not mad.
I forgot.
It's a heavily chauvinistic hobby, but we appreciate the women viewers and the women collectors out there. By the way, you can jump on the panel. You don't have to turn your camera on. You can be anonymous, like Buckley here. He's afraid to turn his camera on unless he's smoking a cigar in the backyard.
No, not tonight.
Look at the female energy is good in the chat tonight. Actually, it's really, really good. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We have more.
What do you mean? Carolyn Martin and her husband, are tough.
Carolyn Martin's husband's the scariest man in the entire community.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Cool guy. Yeah. So listen, I really, I don't like to talk politics, but.
Oh, I said it's not political. It was just a moment.
Yeah, I saw someone. You're in our in the group. There was this fake link that was sent out that said that Biden has agreed to drop out.
Yeah,
and then you click on it. I was like, oh, good, but nope, it was not to be.
That is going to be interesting to watch, though, because it does look like that is going to happen. So I don't know, man.
It would have been sooner rather than later. I mean, it needs to happen quick.
Is it going to be like a forfeit, whatever the fuck? Imagine first time ever. They're like, we just don't know what to do. So we'll see you again in 4 years.
No, they will never give up. I think they will scramble. The party elites will coalesce around an insider candidate quick. And they'll put the person up and they'll ram it down everybody's throat. They'll say, hey, you know what? This person will pull way better than, because at that point, it's about saving as many Senate seats and House seats as possible. And all the downstream races, the state races, the local races. So even if they think they'll lose the top of the ticket, they don't want to lose it by 10 points. They want to lose it by 3 points. So,
yeah. OC, I'll get away from here because I could see we're getting. But did you happen to catch the Curly Mookie stream last night going over the beer challenge?
Yeah, it was good. It was actually I watched a little bit of that. I watched the second half of it this morning, and I gotta my thought when I was watching it was, and you were there for the whole time. I was on the panel, just kind of jumping on and off. I couldn't help but think to myself, look back fondly in a way and think that even Tim on his worst night produced content that was better, more entertaining, more engaging, and more unpredictable and riveting than, and I'm a little bit biased, but obviously none of us are there anymore. So I think, unfortunately the show isn't good anymore. But I look back fondly on those old times and think, man, we had such a great panel. We had such great people in the chat. The show was, no matter how bad the show was, it was still 10 times better than a lot of other shit, Yeah,
I had the same. Well, I didn't get to watch the stream live last night. I re-listened to it today because I woke up to some WhatsApp messages from a few people like, "Are you watching this?" Or, you got to get on there and tell them your side. And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I had to go back and re-listen to it while I was out today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, this fucking guy. We were doing great. It was a great time. Everybody was enjoying it, and he had that fucking manic flip out and destroyed the whole thing. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame. Again, I look back fondly on this, on what we did together, and by we, I mean not just Tim and me. I mean the whole community. I mean you and Diego and Brian, Lolex, and Mathis, and Luchabetic Mark, Air King Ben, PG, Sean, Jeff, all Mickey, everybody, Kevin.
Yeah.
What incredible panelists we had, that we could, on any given night, you'd have a mix of the greatest panelists and the greatest audience ever. And even when even like that show last night, which was a recap of the 15 beer drunk challenge, Mathis as well, of course, Mathis. The people who were chatting and super chatting were doing it out of support and love and appreciation and a spirit of camaraderie. Like, hey, here's 100 for the Uber. Here's 100 for this. Like, get home safe. It's like everybody cared and everybody was positive, and it all got fucked up.
Yeah. So I actually messaged Hoff today and was like, you should have I said, like, you should have messaged me last night. I would have came on and explained some of the things you saw, because they got not a lot, but they got a bunch of things wrong, obviously, because they weren't there. So I was like, next time you do a stream, if you want to talk about it, I think it'd be really funny to have our perspective on what was going on there. And he said they might be doing that tonight. I'm still waiting to hear at 9:30. So
yeah, that is tonight. That is going to be tonight.
So it is okay.
Yeah. And I will let me see if I can drop the link here. There's a show coming up on, it's called the Mookie Lounge, and the channel is called it's the Mookie channel on YouTube. And let's see, let me drop the link here. At 9:30 Eastern, which is 9:30 American time, which is 9:30 world time. And Buckley, you're going to be on the panel?
Yeah, I said I'd go on if they were going to talk about that again, because there was a lot of funny. Like, I was actually laughing listening to it, because when Curly and Hoff put, commentary over it,
their color commentary. A lot of times you don't actually, those guys, a lot of times they don't even need to say anything. All they have to do is pause the stream and start laughing. And they're verbalizing a lot of the stuff that we're feeling when we're watching it,
oh my God. And it's so, there's both things, there's things on there that I want to, that like funny things, funny stories that they were wondering about that I want to tie up.
Well, about the guy, about the neighbor, right? The neighbor across the street. Or what?
There's a whole bunch of things that they thought they were seeing, and they didn't actually see that. There's other, and there's actually like long-term neighborly, like people the next day and weeks were asking us about Tim and his purple hair. Believe it or not. So
yeah, but unfortunately those things are in the past, and we're now doing stuff on different channels. It's never going to be the same. Tim was interesting personality, and what he did to bring all of us together is something that I don't think anybody will ever. You can't take that away from him, but. The people to me are more important than any one person. Any one person trying to destroy what we built is not going to happen. So, and it didn't happen. So just proof right here. We got over 50 people watching. This channel didn't even exist 3 months ago. It was created in the aftermath of the Timplosion, and the same with the Watch Colony. It didn't exist until the Timplosion. So.
Yeah, I think what happens is it takes a very unique mind to want to even do this for a living 7 days a week. And then once you do it long enough for 7 days a week, I think it literally melts your brain and you don't know what's real anymore. If you mix drugs and or alcohol with that, it gets worse. And I think that's what happened. And we now have our differences, and it's gotten very colorful and it's gotten very confrontational. But the root of it still is the guy snapped. and we still don't know why, but that's what happened. He snapped for no reason. Literally no reason. It started weeks before that. Everyone could see it. People walked away from the channel because they could see it from afar.
Yeah.
Uh,
It actually. I was doing some. You know that Curly is also researching who we call Squeaky G. We won't name his real name, but so they're preparing an episode, kind of
oh yeah.
summarizing the personality of Squeaky G. And so one of the things that I did is I went back and I found and watched the episode where where we finally decided to say something publicly, that something that we had known for a while in advance, but we were trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and then we finally he said a couple things that were so ridiculously false that we had to basically call him out. But I looked back, and then I looked back through Tim's live streams for the like the 2 months leading up to Watches and Wonders, and it was some weird, crazy, weird things in there. You could just see by the headlines that something was not right. And you
Well,
could probably get a glimpse of what I was dealing with behind the scenes.
so this all kind of ties in, and I was thinking about this too as I was listening back to that stream from last night. That beer challenge had multiple instances before the challenge, during the challenge, and after the challenge, where I started to notice that it's manic behavior, but it's also behavior of just being defiant to be defiant. And it happened multiple times. And I noticed it then. That was the first time that I had really been one-on-one where I was like, why the fuck are you doing this? Like a simple one, OC. Simple one.
Mm-hmm.
Harmless. At that time, there was a huge, huge problem with Bud Light, right? People were boycotting it for reasons that we don't need to get into, but I'm sure you remember hearing about it, right?
Yep, everyone.
It was that month. It was that month or the month before that started. And I took Tim to get the beer. We went to 7-Eleven. I said, whatever you do, just don't buy Bud Light. Okay? Just don't buy Bud Light because we don't need anyone commenting on that. Simple. Normal person says, okay. And what did he do? He said, yeah, no problem. I'll get Corona. 10 minutes go by. What does he do? He comes out with 2 12-packs of Bud Light.
Yep. Intentionally.
So it was little things like that I had seen, here and there. And like you said, the political talk, we said, Tim, please don't do the political talk anymore. What does he do? The political talk. Please don't bring up the bezel anymore. You're talking about the bezel. O'Sheen doesn't even want to talk about the bezel. O'Sheen was on the panel in 2023. O'Sheen was maybe on the panel 4 to 5 times, maybe 6 times. Those first, when was Geneva? Middle of April?
Yeah. Second week of April. Yeah.
So January through April, O'Sheen was on the panel maybe a handful of times. Tim bringing up the bezel 100 times. You don't need to bring it up. He's not even here. You don't need to talk about that. So don't. What does he do? Talks about the bezel. Right? So it's just little things like that. And then, Tim, don't do politics. You're pissing everyone off. What does he do? Politics. And then it gets really bad because JB comes on the panel, who at that time was a rival, right? And mops the fucking floor with him in a debate where 90% of Tim's chat in a poll says, Tim, you're wrong. Stop. You remember that?
I do remember. Yep.
And then that night we had a dinner with Hoff and Cars and Chrono. It was like 10 people. MJ, right?
That's right. And Tim was there.
We were all saying Tim was on his way. We were all saying, like, hopefully this guy knows how bad he fucked up. And when he got there, he said, JB's crazy, right? And we were all like, no,
You got creamed.
you got annihilated. And that, like, it was things like that. Things like that I think we were all like, are you being defiant and rebellious because you think it's winning people over, or is there something wrong here? And I think
Yeah.
it got to the point where we're all like, no, there's something wrong.
I mean, if you take a look at, for example, I'm surprised that Curly and some other people haven't studied this carefully. But look, if you go back through the history of live streams, this is 4 months ago. Look at some of the headlines here. Like this one here on the right here. This is the epic. They going after Forby. O'Sheen exposes Forby and Spencer, and a total attack piece, a hit piece here. And then you have some weird things like, look, what is wrong with Tim Wright? He did one show like, what's wrong with Tim Wright? And then here he's just a week later, it's the war of watches. That was a common theme that always goes through his head, is like, I'd like to do the war of watches. And then he pivots to this over here. Look, the Brooklyn Project, which is some made up thing, right? Okay. And then right after that, I mean, it's like down a rabbit hole. Now here he gets stuck in the Django phase, right? Where he was convinced that there was a conspiracy theory that ran this guy off of YouTube, right? So he was on that kick for several days. And then you follow it up with Apology to Bear. I mean, just like, when you look at this, you can see
manic
it's like something is definitely completely off the rails, leading up to Watches and Wonders.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, I don't watch that show anymore, but there are people that are on his panel as regulars that they are, because I guess he hasn't really talked about any drama, and he hasn't really gone down that route very much since the split because it was so catastrophic. There are people that are pushing his buttons to try to do it again, knowing that there's something mentally off and wrong. And that's just terrible, and you should stop doing that, because you're playing with someone who has a mental illness, and it's not funny, and you should not be pressing that person to try to bring that out again. And I've been sent some clips that people are definitely, regular panel members and people in the chat are definitely doing that for their own entertainment.
Yeah, there's unfortunately there's a personality that's been on the panel recently that's basically egging Tim on and saying, "Listen, I like the drama, Timmy. I like the drama, Timmy. I like the crazy Timmy."
They're bored.
Yeah.
But it's still it's still not right. You shouldn't do it, because it's just
Yeah, but what I don't know if that person's working in Tim's best interest or against them, but basically what he's doing is he's sending Tim down these rabbit holes where Tim ends up saying things that look very, very foolish. Like the other night where he said, "Well, I've never pushed anybody away. He did a whole segment on bridge burning. He says, "Well, I've never burned any bridges. They're the bridge burners." Right? I don't know. So, and this person's egging him on to kind of, and when Tim starts talking, he ends up, obviously lying about what happened. There's 60 people watching the show right now. These 60 people watching, overwhelming majority of them would normally be watching Tim, at between 5 and 9 p.m. on any given night. And they no longer watch Tim. They watch something else because the quality of the panel is so bad there. And listen, for the people who still watch, God bless them. If they think that's entertaining, good for them. For the people on the panel, good for you. Like Daniel Katz, super nice guy. Nothing wrong with Daniel Katz. But he's a harmless guy. But he's not. It's like watching like a very bad, weak Howard Stern, Whack Pack.
Red Shovel. We've all met Red Shovel. Red Shovel is great. Humble Pine is great. It's not that. It's just don't push the guy to create fake shit that like, because he has intelligent people watching that show. We know those people. We know a lot of those people that stayed behind. They're intelligent people. We've met a lot of them. They know that it's delusional fantasy. And you're playing with the guy's mental health and you're trying to start a fire where there isn't one, and you shouldn't. Because you might just be in the chat and you might not know, but all the panel members who left know how he can get. And it's not pretty, it's not funny, and it's not entertaining. So my advice is to stop doing it, because we're not going to respond. This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it, but we're not going to respond. You're never going to get us to go back on his channel and have a debate for your enjoyment. It's not going to happen. I did it once. I tried once. Recently. It was funny. I was drunk. I was drinking at a wedding all day. But we're not going to do it, so you might as well give up.
Yeah, well, I think those same people who are egging Tim on, they want to see drama, and what they also sense that his show is floundering and flailing. So, like, why not do Hail Marys? Tim, why don't you contact people from the past and apologize to them? Well, okay, but it's not right. Once you've betrayed somebody's trust, what are the odds that you're going to trust that person again? Once you've been backstabbed by a guy, what are the chances that you're going to go back to the same person that backstabbed you and go, oh, yeah, I apologize. Do it to me again. It's not going to happen. Right.
Yeah.
So, America says there's no helping him. The best move is to disconnect completely. That's all being done. All that's being done is enabling him. It's actually harmful to him. And, I do agree with that. And this is also important. Lies, character smears, attacks, cursory bans. I won't say the rest of it, but listen, you don't want to actually just gloss over the fact of what he did. This is a guy who I considered a friend for 2.5 years, who just basically started banning people who were his closest friends, his closest supporters, his most important panelists, and then made up lies and character smears about other people and tried to convince other people to not watch somebody else's show and only support him. And he said made up the most vicious character smears about them.
Let me tell you exactly what happened. If anyone's seen the movie Scarface, right? Tony gets way too coked up and he shoots Manny for no reason, out of anger and out of just being a lunatic.
Also, a little bit of jealousy because he was sleeping with his sister, right?
Yeah. And then the cartel who told him, don't do it, I warned you, demolishes him. And he doesn't even see that coming because he's too coked up. It's funny, but that's literally what happened. OC is Manny. We're the rest of the crew. And one day, he just fucking shot him. That's what happened. There was no conspiracy. Please, people, don't message me and ask me about Dr. Bob's nightmare on a peyote trip in Vegas. That never happened. Come on.
No, he made that up. Yeah, he 100% made that up.
He made it up. People in this community make things up. I mean, do you really think that if we were going to do something, that would be our top candidate? I mean, he's a funny guy in the chat, but come on, get real. Seriously, get real. Nice guy. I enjoyed his company in Vegas. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was great. A lot of people were afraid of him. It's funny, OC. Many of the people that are praising him now were afraid of him in Vegas. But that's a topic for a different day. They didn't want him around in Vegas. What's funny is myself and a few other people who were accused of trying to solicit him for whatever bullshit, because, I mean, we've made so much money at this point that the solicitation was worth it. We were the ones who were like, no, he can hang out. He's actually funny.
That's right.
That's the funny thing, OC, but you're never going to hear that. No one tells you that. Dr. Bob, maybe you don't remember, hanging out at the club and hanging out, at dinners with myself and Boston and Diego. Maybe you don't remember that, but I do.
Yep. Brody's in the chat. Brody from LA. OC, I never got the tap on the shoulder from you. I'm very hurt and disappointed. Yeah. So now I listen, I had to make a lot of phone calls. I had to have a large spreadsheet with 60, 70 people on it in order to call every one of them and manipulate them to convince them to stop watching Tim, because that was, according to him, that was the conspiracy theory, that I was behind the scenes convincing his loyal viewers that
Let me tell you what that
the
was.
show was.
Let me tell you what that was, because now the dust has settled. There are a few people, 2 to 4, that we thought were on the inner circle, that we were friendly with, that we would have reached out to, maybe called on the phone to explain the situation. And instead of those people saying, sorry to hear that, that's not right, let me try to talk to him and figure this out. Because, a week after Geneva, 2 weeks after Geneva, we could have probably figured it out. What did they do? They hung up the phone and they ran to him and ratted on us like we were trying to steal people, because they, in their sick fucking head, thought they were moving up the ladder of loyalty in the YouTube world. That's what they did. Because there's a lot of sick fucks on the internet. Never give a nerd power. That's what happens. We thought we were having a conversation with just another bro who's like, listen, can you fucking believe this guy? Can you go talk to him because he's losing his mind? Yeah, sure. So sorry to hear that. Hey, Tim, guess what? These guys were trying to steal me. You believe it? We don't need to steal you. You weren't a valuable panel member. All the valuable panel members and donors are here already. We don't need you. You're fucked up in the head. You think because you're in the chat on every stream you're valuable? Come on.
Yeah. This panel is full of this panel is a great panel, Buckley and me, but more importantly, the best audience, the best audience in the chat. I mean, you see the people in the chat. Whole Milk, Carolyn Martin, Logan Hall. These are quality. Brody, Evan G, DC and LV, Lolex. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, this is the who's who of the cream of the crop. America. John D. And a lot of these people are New York people. So it's like he built Tim built a really great, captains in the chat, really great New York based crew. 2 weeks ago, on a whim, Buckley, on a Thursday, I said, oh, let's do a dinner. Somebody said, let's do a dinner. I won't take credit for it. Someone said, let's do it on Tuesday, like literally 4 days from now. Kevin jumped in. In 1 day, there were 13 RSVPs.
Yeah.
13 RSVPs said, yep, boom, we're there. Eddie Mao, Kevin, Ryan Singer flying from Puerto Rico. I mean, that's what this community is all about. That's what these friendships are all about. Unfortunately, Tim kind of proactively and consciously and intentionally extricated himself from that entire community that, in a way, he helped bring together, and that's unfortunate. But it's all his doing. He was told 100%. I have it in my calendar. I met with him for lunch on March 28th. I remember that day like it was yesterday. And he sat me down with cue cards, with note cards, and said, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to attack all the people who are supporting the other streams." And I said, "No, that's not going to happen. Not on my watch. That's not going to happen." He said, see, this is the truth. These people are plotting against me. I said, no, this is all imagined in your head. And then he went out to make it a reality by banning all those people. And by that time, by March 28th, there was already a list of people who were banned. It was Diego, Luchabetic Mark, Air King Ben, Mathis, Boston Collector, America, Lolex, and Logan Hall. That those, I could just recite it off memory, that those were the people who were already banned. His closest friends of 3 years, Mathis and Logan Hall, America, his #1 financial contributor, Boston Collector, the guy who brought in tens of thousands of dollars in contributions due to his unboxings and contributions on the panel. Luchabetic Mark, who had done 53, volunteered to host 53 community streams in a row on the community channel. Community channel hasn't been a show on the community channel since April 5th. So because all of his volunteer panelists left. So like, and then after that, it was like, okay, those people are banned. They're never coming back. And we need to destroy anybody who shows any bit of disloyalty. I said, that's a terrible strategy, Tim. And he said, no, that's the truth. And that's what I want you to be on board. I said, that's not going to happen.
All right.
It's not going to happen.
Let's break this down real simple. Watch nerds are watching a stream about watches on YouTube. Where does this Machiavellian, why is this even a thing here? Is this a Fortune 500 company? Is this Washington, D.C.? I'm confused. Where are these Machiavellian principles coming from? Destroy anyone who's not loyal to me? What does that even fucking mean? Like, this is what I'm trying to tell people. If you pull yourself out of this equation, do you even hear how sick that sounds? How mentally insane that statement is? Or are you so entrenched in streams you don't even know what's real anymore? I mean, come on. This is fucking, like, what?
Yep. John D says, exactly, OC, he earned his situation, so we can all be confident it's a better choice to part ways. And as they say, never look back, onward and upward. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I wish the guy well. I hope he gets better. I hope he, the main thing that we were trying to accomplish at that time is getting him to a place where he would actually accept help. And he 100% refused to do that. A lot of people talked about, for example, about the incident, the issue with Alan jumping on the stream a month or so ago, and that little thing that he had with Tim. Alan and I were together in Geneva when we were plotting how to intervene, how to do an intervention to get him back on track. And the next day, he basically chopped us both off. At Malthred, who's Alan, who had been a friend of his for over 4 years, was thrown to the curb. Right. And then I was too the next day. So, all because we wouldn't take part in a massive character smear operation. And everybody who's watching now knows what that smear was. It was one of the most vile and disgusting rumors that he tried to spread behind the scenes. It ended up turning easily, within a matter of 2 weeks, 30 or 40 or 50 of his biggest supporters against him. And he did it all. It was all self-inflicted. Dear Artifact says there were small hints before the Great Exodus too, like the Great Derenching. The derenching was basically, remember, he lied and said that he was taking people's wrenches away because they weren't good moderators, when we all knew that he was angry. He was derenging them because he saw them commenting on somebody else's live stream, and he was going to teach them a lesson by punishing them and taking away their wrenches. Smart move, taking away the wrenches of your biggest supporters, including your top financial supporter. Not smart.
Yeah.
You guys were all banned. Tim says he never banned. Can I get a clear definition of banned?
Sure. Here's what happened. A few days before Watches and Wonders, I don't remember the actual amount. Call it 3 to 5 days before Watches and Wonders, he had decided to ban, I want to say it was 6 people. Mathis, Merica, Lucha, Diego, Boston, and
Air King Ben and Logan Hall.
Okay, so 7 people, upon which in an after show, he alerted me. This was maybe 2 days before Watches and Wonders. He told me, I just banned these 7, and if you want to, go ahead and tell everyone that if they associate with these 7, they're also banned. As if I was some, soldier to take people to the ditch and shoot them in the back of the head. Upon which I said, well, if you're going to ban this one, and this one, and I think the 3 I gave him were total civilian, why would you ever do this, which was Mathis, Logan Hall, and America. Those 3, I was like, what are you even, are you fucking nuts? And I told him basically, F you can ban me too. And he argued. And then the next day, he's like, fine. When I get back from Geneva, you're banned also. So it was 7 people. And then he went and he banned a bunch. And then when he got back from Geneva, he unbanned almost all of them so he could go on his bullshit apology and try to welcome us back and double down because he thought that was going to work. I don't know why he thought that was going to work. But I'm sure if you went into his YouTube account and you checked band names, there's probably only 4 or 5. But at one point, there was definitely 30 or 40. For a brief time, there was 30 or 40. That's what we mean by it.
Yeah, and not everybody was banned. I mean, I've been banned, but that was after during Watches and Wonders. I was banned.
Fired.
I was fired. So, but what happened was between in those 2 weeks leading up to Watches and Wonders, between March 28th and April 11th, what he was doing was he was calling all of his, because people were like, hey, what's going on with you and Mathis? Like, what's going on between you and Lucha? Like, what's going on between you and Diego? What's going on between you and Lolex? Like, so why isn't Boston Collector on the show anymore? So he's getting these phone calls, and he started reaching out proactively to a whole bunch of people to explain what he thought his truth was. And that truth involved just complete delusions. And those people, called me and they wanted to help. They wanted to get him help. And there was no convincing him. So basically within that 2-week period between March 28th and April 11th, he pushed away about 40 people.
Yeah.
And those people weren't banned. They just said, this guy's crazy. He's making up lies about the people that were being banned. Crazy, the most vicious lies. And they said, we know these people. They're not like that. And he did it. I told him if he spread these lies behind the scenes, that he would be pushing away easily 80% of his viewers, 80% of his audience, and he wouldn't have any panelists left. And he said, that's okay. I'm good with Cam and Tim G as my panelists. He said, I'd like to treat all panelists equally. I said, well, I don't. I said, I believe in meritocracy. I believe that there are people who are better than, there are panelists that are better than other panelists. I'm not going to, Boston Collector isn't equivalent to Cam to me. Buckley isn't equivalent to Tim G.
Then he lied.
Awesome.
That was one of the red flags too. It was a week or two prior. Again, the week or two prior was the MJ meetup, and we were at that bar, and he was explaining to me that the account Cleveland is not Cam, and he swore and swore and swore that it wasn't, because that account Cleveland has been harassing people off stream. Harassing people by calling them, messaging others to go on stream and harass them on stream for months. It's a fact. And we argued, and that is Cam. No, it's not. Lying straight to my face. That's not Cam.
Yeah. And now Cleveland pretty much admits he's Cam in the chat. Yeah.
It was like, just there's so many little things like that. And it's like, you really, like, Cam's a harmless kid. Let's call it what it is. He's been acting out now against certain people in the community in a very strange way that I don't agree with, that I don't like. But at the end of the day, he's a harmless kid. Like, he's fine. We met him at dinner a few times. He was fine. He's like a curious person who does weird shit. It's fun. You're going to give up your whole panel for Cam? I mean,
yeah, he's not even a regular on the panel. He pops in like once a month. Like, why would you put all your eggs in the Cam basket and say, listen, this is a guy that I definitely want to have on my panel, Eldesense is in the chat. Eldesense, $5 super chat with thank you for no comment. Just Eldesense, $5 super chat. Thank you. Yeah, by the way, coming up at 9:30 Eastern, which is 9:30 America time, which is 9:30 world time. Tune in to Mookie Live with special guests. That special guests might be Buckley and might be OC. You never know. Click on the link in the chat. Open it up in a new browser, and in only 15 minutes, head on over to Mookie channel and check it out. Brody asks, OC, how did it feel to be fired from your unpaid internship? That's right, unpaid internship and guest panelist status. I imagine more or less like Kramer at Brandt Leland. Like Craig Kramer had that fake job where he showed up and they fired him. He's like, hey, but I don't even really work here. And they're like, yeah, that's what makes this all the more difficult. But yeah, listen, listen, Tim is in charge of his own channel. If he doesn't want anybody on the panel anymore, he doesn't want to associate with anybody, that's his right. He's in charge of the content. He's in charge. He owns the channel. So listen, if he doesn't want to, but to make up false pretenses, and there were three different conspiracy theories. There was number one that the people conspired for months and months to steal his viewers away, which nobody did. Then the second one was that, and this is the one that he made up just out of whole cloth at Watches and Wonders. He goes, well, OC has been working with the cartel behind the scenes to destroy my channel.
Oh my God.
And that's the one that you actually heard him say on the, at Watches and Wonders in the live streams. He goes, no. OC's flipped. He's with the cartel. Oh, Alan, he's flipped. He's with the cartel. And then there's a third version of the conspiracy theory, which is much more sinister and ugly, that I won't even repeat. What's up, Watch Colony?
Who's that? What colony? What watches? Where?
What watches?
I did want to say one thing. I can't stay on for too long, but there was a very telling exchange on the most recent meltdown stream where Buckley went on, and near the end, I don't know how many people caught it. I haven't heard it played or talked about at all, but I think we really got a sense of how he actually feels about collectors and the community as a whole. He started mocking everybody about, oh, look at my watch, you come on, like it's expensive, and these people just want attention. But I think there's a very deep-seated hatred and disdain that he actually harbors for the watch collecting community, and a lot of people that were on the panel, and he would have called friends at one point in time, or we would have called friends at one point in time. I think that was part of his genuine opinion of a lot of the collectors. I think he actually truly does harbor a lot of genuine resentment and disdain for a lot of us that he hides quite well, but I think some of that really did come out at the end.
Well, I'll say this, and because I've worked alongside Tim for 2.5 years, I know him pretty well. What he's doing there, and I'm not going to disagree with you, but I think I'll interpret it differently. He knows that all of his biggest supporters who were real enthusiasts and collectors left. So, and those people they're talking about watches. They're doing unboxings on other channels. They're doing it on a Watch Colony. They're doing it here, Diego Stream, Luchabet Stream, Boston Collector Stream. So, knowing that there's 50 or 60 of the biggest collectors all doing unboxings on other streams, he's not doing unboxings on his show anymore. So, how do you rationalize that? Well, you say, well, the people who are doing unboxings, those are just attention seekers, and I don't want attention seekers on my panel. Well, sure you do, because those attention seekers are the actual enthusiasts and the collectors and the people who create great content. But he's just a little bit butthurt that those people aren't there anymore. So he's just rationalizing it by saying that those people aren't welcome, when really he would be begging to have those people on it.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I think I don't know. It felt more like a genuine opinion, and that he tolerated it for so long and hid that because it was generating him income. But as soon as that
No,
gravy
because
train went away,
I don't think so. I think so. For example, his excuse for having Tim G on the panel is, listen, I need content. It's like, I need people who will keep the chat, keep the content moving, keep the conversation moving. Does it matter that he's showing watches that don't belong to him? Yeah, well, so what? It's harmless. It doesn't matter. The audience doesn't care. I don't care. Just like, we're just creating mindless entertainment here. I don't agree necessarily with that. I think that the content that you provide, yes, it has to be entertaining, but it also has to kind of, you don't want to put up false stories and fake personalities
hmm,
too.
yeah, no, that's definitely true. I don't know. I just thought it was just so far out of left field that it's not something I would ever say or that ever heard anybody else in the community kind of express opinions like that, because it would somebody who would express an opinion like that
N-
wouldn't necessarily be in a watch collecting community
Now,
in the
I think
first place. So
Tim is a master. Well, Tim thinks he's a master of psychology. Okay, so like, when you hear him say anything, what he's trying to do is, he actually thinks he's being successful convincing people. So when he says, "Listen, I don't burn bridges. Other people burn bridges," he actually knows that he's the person who burns bridges. He just thinks that if he says the opposite, that he might convince people. But we all know that that's not very good. He did it recently too. I mean, the same thing when he says those people are attention seekers; they're not enthusiasts. We all know that he respects the. I think he respects those people. He wants them on his show. He would die. He would kill to have a Boston Collector or anybody, Brody or
yeah,
PK. Or,
I think you're looking at it from your perspective as an enthusiast, though. I'm still banned over there. You know, like I think a lot of people are still banned. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch the show anymore, so I couldn't tell you.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Neither do I. I just I get a sense that with the people who are left, and especially this, there's a panelist who's egging him on, who wants to kind of send Tim down the rabbit hole again of the
Mhm.
drama and recreating it. Tim always digs himself into a hole, and he's not good at he's not good at convincing people of things that are quite obvious. He has a pretty poor track record of that. But Watch Bronco in the chat says, "Good show, OC," and hi from Bahrain. Good show, OC, Buckley, and America, and an incredible audience of over 60 of the best people, and a lot of upvotes. Thanks, guys. Just gonna hang on for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. We're gonna transfer you over. We're gonna send the link over to the Mookie Lounge, and they're doing a show over there. And you could hop on over there and enjoy the content and the entertainment over there.
Awesome. That was it. I gotta go. I got a
All right.
plane. Catch you guys later.
Have a good one. Thanks for jumping on. John D says, the moment all the good people shifted away from that nonsense, the handful of new channels have reinvigorated the collector's corner like no other. More unboxings in the last 2 months than ever. That's right. That's right. We're doing the unboxings. And the other thing I'll say is that, some of the big shows that we do, we're doing them for worthy causes too. We're not just pocketing every single penny and lining our millionaire coffers with it. But we are giving back from time to time, and you guys are a very, very important part of that, because without your support and your contributions, we wouldn't be able to. I think we raised, I don't know, Diego through his stream raised many, many thousands of dollars for his cause, and we raised a couple $1,000s for the Greater Boston Food Bank. I think several $1,000s for the Breakthrough T1D for diabetes research. So a lot of good stuff being done, and you guys are at the forefront of it, and it's your generosity that helps keep these things going. And it does feel good to kind of do these streams for a good cause. But let the record reflect that all the super chats from tonight's show are going to support the OC Foundation for Patek Philippe Investments. It's a very worthwhile cause. The intentional exclusion of enthusiasts and collectors is merely an attempt to hold himself as a gatekeeper as to who belongs in his club. And we're going to the Mookie Lounge. That's right. Everybody loves the Mookie Lounge. Thank you, Evan G. Whole Milk says, I harbor lots of resentment and disdain. Whole Milk's a cool guy. One of the smartest guys in the chat. Nick Da Vinci says, it's really crazy to ban your friends that were always good to you. Yeah, and then you hear the narrative from it's like, well, but if they weren't friends all along and they were just lying and pretending to be your friends, then you have to cut them out. And that's the 50 or 60 or 70 people that were your closest friends and supporters. They were just pretending, because we have nothing better to do than pretend to align ourselves with you. John D says, for good cause donations have been transformative to the live streams. Much respect. Thank you. Yeah, we try to do, not every single show we can do that way. But we do have some unboxings coming up in the very near future, and we'll pick a channel to do it on. And if that channel's monetized, we will definitely be looking for causes to support. So Logan Hall says, I was pretending to be a friend for 37 months as a paying member. Yes. By the way, I canceled my my membership of 30 months. I had a membership for 30 months that was canceled. So yeah, so I supported him for 30 months with thousands of hours of time on the panel, and thousands of dollars that I spent on trips and everything else. And I'm not saying I didn't get anything out of it. Obviously I'm friends with a lot of great people now, and that is my reward for investing the time and the energy in all those live streams. So I'm not saying I didn't get anything out of it, but it's like, I'm not stealing any leads. Everybody who's in this chat, nobody's putting a gun to their head, forcing you to be in the chat for listening to this live stream. You go where the good content is. You could go where the good panel is. You go where the good people are. So. Right. So. Yeah, good show. Hey, Watches with Elizabeth still in the chat, still listening to this nonsense. While our taste in watches may differ, thank you for the watch stream that talks about watches. Yeah, sorry for we took a little bit of a tangent there, but we predominantly talk about watches and the great people in the chat and everyone's collections. So, and guys, check out Watchtime New York. If you are anywhere in the United States, Watchtime New York is going to be the big event where all the collectors from all over the world really come and hang out. And that date is October 18th, 19th and 20th. Tickets are still available. By the way, I'll show it on the stream. For the New York VIP Friday night. This is the Friday, October 18th at 5:30 p.m. Buy these tickets now. There are only 40 out of the hundreds and hundreds of tickets that have been sold. There are only 40 tickets left, guys. So if you have not purchased your ticket yet for the Watchtime VIP cocktail and the weekend access, make sure you do it now. Only 40 tickets left. And after that, you'll be locked out of the Friday night VIP cocktail night, where everybody from the watch community will be there, enjoying each other's company. Hello to America5726, $10 super chat. Here's a tip to cover my small fries at McDonald's, along with a water, no ice. That's extra $5. Thank you, America, for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Dear Artifact says, I think you make a good point, OC. While it's unfortunate that everything happened the way it did, I'm happy this community was formed because I enjoy interacting with you all. Thank you very much, dear Artifact. Yep, another great father and son team that they just care about watches, but more importantly about the people. It's about the friendships that you've built along the way, and those friendships continue and getting stronger every day. Yeah, whole milk. You can't stay at my house, but listen, we'll get a penthouse in Manhattan, and we'll get a bunch of people together in the penthouse. You can stay with us there. How about that? Millions of collectors, millions of collectors. Maybe a few hundred collectors will be at the Watchtime New York, but you definitely want to go. It's the website is watchtimeevents.com, watchtimeevents.com. And it's October 18th, 19th, and 20th. We're going to be doing a big community dinner. Probably be doing dinners on the Friday after this cocktail, of dinner on Friday night, big dinner on Saturday night. Some people coming in early, hanging out on Thursday too. So mark your calendars, get your tickets, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be epic this time around. Yep. Thank you, Watches with Elizabeth, for subscribing and upvoting. While our taste in watches may differ, thank you for the great stream. Yeah, this stream, it's been a while since I did it. I'm going to try to do 2 days a week, and we'll try to increase the number of live streams on the Watch Colony channel as well. So we've been a little lazy lately. But we're going to fire up those. Hey, Diego, what's up?
Yo. We haven't been lazy. We have jobs.
Yeah, but the community counts on us to at least fire up a stream a couple times a week. So so they know that we care, and we do care.
Yeah, I've been busy. Otherwise, I would.
Oh. Yeah, that's lazy. Lazy is another words for it.
Did you guys figure out if people are abandoning luxury watches?
Yeah, rich people. Rich people are either abandoning luxury watches or they are buying luxury. We never solved the answer. We never came to a conclusion, but we talked about it.
Okay.
I think those numbers speak for themselves.
Carolyn Martin says, it's a great time. Everyone should come. Yeah, and John D says there'll be plenty of pre-event gatherings that week. The best collectors around. Yeah, usually I think there's some retailers do some events and some brands do events on the Wednesday and Thursday of that week. So come to New York. Enjoy the October in New York City. Going to be some cool stuff. America 5726. I would highly suggest coming into New York on a Tuesday or Wednesday before Watchtime New York and making a week out of it. That's right. There's going to be, we'll be doing live streams leading up to it, and not a lot of live streams probably during it, because we're going to be scheduling some dinners and lunches and stuff with everybody. So come out. We're expecting somewhere between 50 and 100 people. So
yeah, I think I'm going to do Wednesday. I'll go Wednesday.
Yep. All right, so here's what we're going to do, guys. Thank you so much for watching 3-hour stream. 50 people still watching, but I want you now all to stop watching and click on the YouTube link that I just dropped in the chat. That's going to take you over to the Mookie Lounge, and make sure you subscribe over there. Check it out. And there might be some special guests from the Colony jumping on the panel there. But, So tell you what, head on over there if you want to hop on the panel here for a quick after show. If you want to meet Diego and Buckley privately, click on the StreamYard link here in the chat, and we are out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I was going to say there's probably about a 10-minute intro on the Mookie Lounge. So
10-minute intro on the Mookie Lounge. So just bear with the 10-minute intro. In the meantime, peace out, you guys. Take care.